Hi everybody, how are you all doing out there? Mark here. Can you see me? Can you? Hello, hello, hello. Anybody's watching this, if you could just comment in the comment section down below that you can see this, it would be a miracle if you can. How's everybody doing out there? You all right? Yeah? Everybody okay? Everyone? Yeah, cool? Cool. That's what I like to hear. Yes, Mark here. And it's another live haul video with comic books. I've just got to quickly have a look on here, which is all wonderful things. And yes, I think I can actually see myself on YouTube. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm going on about, a couple of weeks ago I tried to do a live haul video and it didn't work. I don't know whether it was my laptop playing up or Google Plus Hangouts not doing something right, or something wrong with my internet connection, or I don't know what it was, but it just didn't work. It wasn't happening. The mojo wasn't working, shall we say. So it's working now. Fantastic. Yes, so if this is the first time you've seen one of these videos, brace yourself, go get something to drink, come back, something to eat maybe, sit down in a nice soft comfy chair, because this could be a long one. I think these are usually long ones in any case. These are usually long videos, but this could be a seriously long one. Yeah, blame Google for this if that's the case. Yes, if this is the first time you've seen one of these videos, this is just basically where I show off my comics and other geeky paraphernalia that I've picked up, usually over the course of a couple of weeks. This time it's the whole month. So yeah, that's why it's going to be a fairly long one. Now, as I always do with these videos, hello, I can see myself on TV. Hello. Now, as I always do on these haul videos, I always do a little bit of a vlog at the beginning of it, just to let you know what I've been up to recently, and it's usually absolutely nothing. Yeah, I saw Birdman, the movie Birdman, fantastic movie. I say that won a lot of Oscars, and also The Theory of Everything, another brilliant movie about Stephen Hawking, not to be confused with Tony Hawk's. I learned that one out because one of them can, do amazing things with a skateboard, and the other one can't. It's true. But yes, but no, both absolutely fantastic movies, well deserving of the Oscars that they won a few nights ago, and yeah, just really good films. If you haven't seen them already, The Theory of Everything is a sit down and enjoy it movie. It's not real sort of like explosions or action or anything like that in it, but it's a really good movie, a real nice telling of Stephen Hawking's life. And Birdman, I'd say, is one of those movies where you actually have to sit down and watch it and not get distracted by stuff. It's a really good movie, but with all the whole backwards and forwards and toing and throwing of, I don't want to ruin it for you, but everything, you've got to really sit down and concentrate on it. But it's a really good movie, really worth it. So yes, it says on here I've got 6 viewers. It's fantastic. Say hi, comment section down below. Just say hi, let us know you're here. I'll be reading the comments as I'm going through this video, which usually takes its time as well. Oh, we got a long haul. Sad news, unfortunately. I know I don't usually like to bring in sad news to these sort of things, because I think that these videos should be fun, and it should be something that's enjoyed by everybody. But there is a bit of sad news. I think it needs to be said. Leonard Nimoy, unfortunately, passed away yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yes. Yeah, great actor. Unfortunately, one of those people that I have unfortunately never met. I would have loved to have been able to meet him at some point. Seeing videos and documentaries and that on where he's been interviews and that, he seems like a fantastic person, and it's a great loss for the sci-fi world and geeky world and that, but it's also a great loss for everybody who knew him as well. So yes, very, very sad that, but you know, these things unfortunately happen. So right, that's the sad bit over with. Right, what else have I done? What else have I done? What else have I done? Not an awful lot. Not an awful lot. You as these videos go on, you will realise that I lead a very boring life of getting up, going to work, and going back and then going back to sleep. Sometimes there's a bit of sleep in between work, but I try not to do that much, especially when I'm riding on a fork truck, because they don't like it. But yeah, not really much. I really need to start doing stuff to you know, like bungee jumping, or I don't know, rock climbing, or that all sounds too dangerous. I just read comics. So right, you didn't come here to see me waffle on about me not doing anything. You came here to see what I've picked up over the course of a month. Sorry, I've got a bit of a itchy nose here. I'll give you an idea of how long you might be having to sit down, not including all the little bits and pieces that I'm going to show you in a minute. This is what I've got to show you. Now, I asked the question on the your community, the YCC page, group page on Facebook a couple of days ago, on what people like to see on my videos. Also, the length of my videos, what people would like to see on the length of my videos, whether they're like short videos or whether they like long videos like this one's going to be. And the general consensus is that they like these haul videos, these long haul videos, but they also like short videos as well. So what I'm going to try and do, so we don't end up with doing 3-hour videos, 4-hour videos on this, and everybody getting seriously bored by them halfway through, or even a quarter way through, least of all me. This is probably going to be the last haul video that I do live at this magnitude. Okay, I'm still going to do a haul video at the end of the month, where I'm going to show all the comics that I've picked up on the day, you know, like today, when I go to my local comic book shop, which is Forbidden Planet in Southampton, and the comics that I've picked up over the course of that week. But I'm also going to do some smaller recorded videos every week to show what I've picked up or what's been sent to me over the course of the, you know, that week. So they'll be shorter, a little bit less interactive, but hopefully people will still watch them. Hopefully people still will enjoy them, and hopefully I'll still have a bit of interaction with the comments down below. So yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do. If you've watched my video and watched my channel over a few years, the great plans and ideas that I have, that I come up with and mention on my videos, yeah, sometimes they come to fruition, sometimes they don't. But this one seems a bit of a really plausible one, so you know, hopefully I'll be able to do it. Now, the only difference with that is obviously going to be in 2 weeks' time, when I'm going to be going to a comic book convention. Yes, I'm going to London Super Comic Con in 2 weeks' time, 14th of March. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There's going to be My Butter One there. There's going to be Mahoney from The Mahoney Show. There's going to be Cooley from Cooley Comics. There's going to be Michael Moore. There's loads of people. Absolutely tons and tons of people are going to be there. I will say to you, if you are watching this video and you are in the UK and you're in London at the Excel Centre on the 14th of March, LSC, the London Super Comic Con goes on from the 14th to the 15th, but we're only going to be on the 14th of March. Okay, so if you see us, you see anybody from the YCC on the 14th of March, yeah, just go up to them and say, "Hey, I know you. You're from the YCC. How are you doing? Fantastic, brilliant, yeah." And just, you know, say hi, because that'd just be awesome. Wouldn't it just be awesome? So yeah, we're just going to see if we can get loads and loads of people just to say hello to, yeah, it's not that difficult. Just say hello. You know, we might be able to do a little sort of like little mini video on our cameras and stick them up on YouTube at the same time, or on Facebook on the YCC group page. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, we'll give it a go. All right, okay. Right, before I get on with this stuff, I'm just going to have a look at the comments, just to make sure you can see me, okay? And plus, as well as I can read out what people are saying. So let's have a look. Wow. Holy moly. There's a fair few comments. We'll quickly rattle through them. We'll give everybody their moment. And, as long as the page scrolls down. Come on. Here we go. Right, we'll start at the bottom. Okay, and by looks at the first person to comment was Cooley Movies. Hi man, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. And he's saying, I'm awake for this one. Cool. I'm glad to hear that, and I think I am as well, which is a bonus. Matty Taylor, we can see you. Yes. Oh, thank you. Excellent. Lewis Pierce, evening Mark, playing GTA V with watching this. Life is good. That's what I like to hear. That's what a man who knows the finer things in life. That's what I like to hear. Lewis Pierce again. Can't wait for LSCC. Such an awesome evening. See you there, Mark. Yeah, and I hope to see you there as well. Like I said, come up and say hi. Like I said, if you want, we can like do a video on our mobile phones and put it up on Facebook and put it up on YouTube and that, and just, yeah, let's blow up the internet with LSCC. That's what I say. Marty Hordell. Hello, Mark. How are you? Hope you are well. With London Comic Con around the corner, I was wondering if you will be recording anything when you are there, or if you will be, or if you will just make a video of the things you have bought. I'm looking to do both. Yes, I've got I haven't got it here at the moment, but I'll have my mobile phone on me. It's going to be fully charged. Hopefully, I'll have enough data on it, and I'm looking to, as I said, do videos with people from the YCC, or even if you're not a member of the YCC and you're seeing this video and you're going to be at London Super Comic Con, say hi. We'll do a little video, and I'll either record the videos on my camera, on my mobile phone, sorry, and then put them up later on, or I'll actually put them up on the Facebook, the YCC Facebook page, or on Twitter, or on my Facebook page, or on YouTube as they're being done, or as soon as they've been done, sort of thing. So yeah, I think that's gonna be fun. I think that'll be fun, yeah. So, and of course I'll be taking pictures as well. So if there's any cosplayers out there who are watching this, are going to be the LSCC, and you see anybody from the YCC or will see me, say hi. We'll take a few pictures, take a few videos. It's going to be a fantastic day. Robotech00. For once, it's sunny out and not night for this. Fantastic. Where are you? It's pitch black out there where I am. Pitch black. I'll tell you what, I cannot wait for the clocks to go forwards, backwards, forward. Well, I can never remember. I can't wait for the clocks to do what they're going to do at the end of March. That makes it get brighter. I really can't. It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be great when it does that. Mr. Grexy 9966. Hi there. Hi man. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoy this. Lethal Chicken, speak up. I can't hear you. Boy. Now, now, can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. Good. You sure? Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, Lethal Chicken again. Just kidding, mate. All is fine. How you doing, Mark? I am fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I hope you're doing as well. I hope you're doing well as well, man. Michael Moore. Good evening, Mark. Will you be doing this in 2 weeks? Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. There will hopefully be, as long as everything behaves. Every technical piece of machinery I have here works properly and is doing what it's supposed to do. I will be doing a live haul video. Oh, I don't know, because last year I didn't do it the night after I didn't do it the night of the day of LSCC because I was just too shattered. I did it the day after, so it was the Sunday. So it's either going to be the 14th of March, the live haul video, or it will be Sunday the 15th of March. Yeah, I'm giving myself a bit of room there. And Michael Morgan, I'm eating pizza and potato wedges, washing it down with a bottle of cider. Ooh, what cider is it? Is it Sidri? Stella Sidri? Or is it... I can't see you being a White Lightning kind of guy. I reckon you're sort of like a Strongbow or a Stouffer's Press sort of person. Yeah, I reckon. I'm at the moment, I'm drinking Stella Artois. So, yes, I've got 3 cans of that. So this could be messy for a bit. Right, let's have a look. Just check to make sure there's no more comments. No, okay, that's fine. At any point as you're watching this, if you've just come in and joined us as we're on this live now, if you come in 10 minutes time, obviously there won't be no point you see me saying this because you would have seen this one, but comment on anything you see on this video, or just to say hi. Comment section down below, always really good. And if you're watching this on Google, I believe there's a little bar at the bottom which has got like little spots on it, and you can press the spots, or you can press this like thumbs up and thumbs down, and it gives applause and all that. So it lets me know what I'm doing, any good or not. So if you want to do that, fantastic. Carry on. Right. Comics. Yes. Should we start off as I always start these things off with the comics and magazines that I get from the shop, the little shop in the village that I used to live in. Yeah, shall we? Oh, itchy nose. Here we go. Right. This is just some of the piece collections that I get, and also my weekly British magazines and comics that I get from this little shop in the village that I used to live in. It's a nice little village, really nice, really pleasant. It's got a little like post office shop, and that's where I get the magazine from. There. Right. First up, we have got the Galaxy's Greatest Comic, and rightly named so too. 2000 AD, issue 1918. There we go. Issue 1918. Fantastic cover there. Really cool. If you like your tentacles. There you go. And not only that, this week is the 38th anniversary, or the 38th birthday of 2000 AD. Yes, 38 years ago, I believe it was this Thursday just gone, 2000 AD issue 1 came out. 38 years ago. It's 3 years younger than me. I know. Well, it's 2 years younger than me at the moment. In 2 weeks' time, it's going to be 3 years younger than me. So there you go. So issue 1919, what a great number to land on, is the 38th anniversary issue of 2000 AD. There, this one's out now. The one I just showed you was out last week, and a great cover. If I'm right in thinking so, yes, fantastic cover there by John Higgins. Brilliant cover. Hopefully, I'm going to be seeing him again soon because I've got some things that I want him to sign for me. Yes, and also I want some sketches of him as well. Yes. But yeah, awesome cover there with Tharg the Mighty. Brilliant. If you like Judge Dredd and your sci-fi, this is really the one for you. You really need to be reading 2000 AD. Great stuff. A piece collection. One of the many piece collections that I get is the Doctor Who figurine collection from Eaglemoss. And this is issue 40. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. And it is the 12th Doctor. Look at that. Great stuff. Absolutely great stuff. This is the 12th Doctor from Flatline, which was the one where you had all this, like the creatures that was like breaking people down into a two-dimensional form, and tearing them apart. Great stuff. And it's all really good magazine. This is a really nice magazine to be reading. And there you go. And the next issue is the Half-Faced Man from Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor's first proper adventure. There you go. That's brilliant. I'll just show you. Put that down there. I'll just show you the figurine that you get with that. I don't know if you can see that on there in the plastic box, but there's the figurine there. Get my thumb out of the way so you can see it properly. Trying to get some of the glare off. Let's take it out of the box. I can't take out the plastic just yet because it's all. There you go. Pretty nice. Really good figurines you get from Eaglemoss. Really, really good ones. So there's that. And the book, one of the books that is affectionately known as the Red Book, the Red Marvel book. What is wrong with my nose tonight? Excuse me. I'm sorry if I'm sitting there scratching my nose like a weird cat. Yes, the Red Book, the Red Marvel book, which is actually the Marvel's Mightiest Hero collection from Hachette. We have got issue 31, and it's Daredevil. Yes, now this one is side number 28. There you go, you can see it there. And this one features Daredevil Volume 1, Number 1. So the very first appearance of Daredevil in his own comic. And also Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, issues 1 to 5. There you go. That's those ones there. If you need a visual aid for you to know which ones they are. So there you go. Really good miniseries if you haven't read that yet. Frank Miller. I believe it's Frank Miller. Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. on the art with that one. Really, really good. And of course, Daredevil number 1. You've got Stan Lee and Bill Everett on the art right there. So there you go. Really good. Loving these books. Really, really good. I'll say that, and I'll say that when I'll show you it. Yeah. So there you go. So that's that. That's all I've got so far for the little shop in the village I used to live in. I'll show you some other bits and pieces that I've picked up along the way. Now, talking about Doctor Who, we all know, I'm sure we all know anyway, that Titan Comics are producing Doctor Who, new Doctor Who comics. You've got the 10th Doctor, David Tennant 10th Doctor comics. You've got the Matt Smith 11th Doctor comics, and they're also producing the 12th Doctor, the Peter Capaldi Doctor comics. In the UK, I'm not quite sure when this came out. I think it possibly could have been this week, but I know when I went to WH Smith's in town here, they had loads of them on the shelf. So I think it must have come out this Thursday because there was a fair few of them on the shelf. There is a British magazine size reprint comic come out called the Doctor Who comic. There you go. And this collects the first 3 issues of the the 10th, 11th and 12th Doctor. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look because I haven't had a chance to look at this yet. I think you get a complete issue in each one. So, yeah, that's that one. Just bear with me a minute because I don't want to give you the wrong information. Let me just have a look. Yeah, there's that one. And yes, there's that one. And then you get some little bits and pieces in the end of it. Yep. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You actually get 3 issues in this. So whatever Titan has published on their magazines so far, you know, the American size magazines, what I call the American size magazines, this has actually got the complete issues 1 for the 10th, 11th and 12th Doctor. So if you haven't read the Titan comics, you're in the UK or possibly America and Canada if they've got this in your local comic book shop. If they've got it in from previews, I would imagine. If you're in the UK, WH Smith's or any good news agents, I'm sure, will be holding this. The only thing I will say is, although saying that, with 3 comics in here, it's not bad price actually. It's £3.99. Okay, it's a monthly comic. So the next one's out on the 19th of March. Okay, so when you think that each comic, each Doctor Who comic is $3.99, which is anything from £2.50 to £3.15, £3.50 in the UK, or according where you buy it, what shop you buy it from, or what internet place you buy it from. $3.99 for 3 comics ain't bad. That's pretty good. So there you go. So that's what's new in the UK for Doctor Who fans, okay? And obviously, possibly Australia, Canada, New Zealand, America, and anywhere else. Have a word with your local comic book shop and see if you can pick it up. I think this is a good way. If you're not too sure about what you want, if you're thinking about getting the Doctor Who comics from Titan, and you're not too sure whether you want to get them, pick this up from WH Smith's or your local news agency if they hold it in there. $3.99. It'll give you an idea of what it's like. Definitely. Not bad at all. Let's have a look. Oh, I picked this up as well yesterday. Again, if you've seen videos of my past videos I've done on this channel, you'll know not only do I collect comic books and things geeky, but I also like my horror comics and my horror movies. Sorry. And I buy one magazine, horror magazine, a month. Well, actually, every 2 months, because that's when it comes out. I used to get Fangora. I used to get, there was another one as well, another horror magazine as well that I used to get, but that ended up going that's out. And there was also the Rouge Morgue. Sure, that's what it's called. That might have actually been the one that ended up getting cancelled. I don't know. But this is the one I've kept with for years and years and years. Absolutely brilliant articles in it. Great interviews. The guy who produces is a real lover of horror comics, horror movies. Sorry, comics in the brain. And it's Dark Side magazine. This is issue 164. Really great. Look at that cover. It's awesome cover from Elvira from Plan 9 from Outer Space. Great cover. And this one's got an audience with Elvira. Carolyn Munro interview. God of Horror, 50s movie poster mayhem. So there's an article on that as well. And also Girls of Our Screams, meet horror's leading ladies. Great. If you like your horror, you really should be reading this magazine. Awesome stuff. Right, now, this is what I was going to say to you a minute ago. You know, I like my piece collections, and I've been umming and ahhing about getting this Judge Dredd, the Mega Collection. I've got the first 3 issues. I've got the 3rd issue here. I got the original 4 that were released at the end of last year before they cancelled it. You know, the test issues that they sent out in just this area sort of thing. And I think it must have been the southeast. I think they must have done it, because I know loads of people in the Midlands and North that couldn't get a hold of this for love nor money. Now they've re-released these. I've picked up the 3rd one. Now, I was with my butter one, Adam, today, going to Southampton, as you'll find out eventually. And we were in the WH Smith's in Southampton train station. And it wasn't this one, it was the Origins book. They had a copy, a paperback copy, I suppose you would call it, trade paperback copy of Judge Dredd Origins, published by Rebellion, on their magazine shelves. They wanted £14.99 for it. This is Judge Dredd: The Apocalypse War. This is issue 3 of the Judge Dredd Mega Collection. Okay, this is hardback, yeah, square bound hardback book. Yeah, £10. £10, and the quality of this book was probably better than the quality of the trade paperback that they were selling in the WH Smith's in the Southampton train station, which they were trying to palm off for £5 more than this. It really is a no-brainer. These books, the Marvel red book that I showed you there, the black book that I'll be showing you eventually, and these, such a good value book for what they are. Yeah, if you're thinking of starting to read stuff like Judge Dredd and 2000 AD, this is a really good way of starting to do it. It really is. I mean, I know it's £9.99 a fortnight. That's like £20 a month, £30 a month, because sometimes you get 3 of these in a month. It's all called how they land on in the month. But yeah, definitely worth picking up. Really is worth picking up. And like I said, this one's Apocalypse War. Great one, that. Right, should we do the comments again? Just have a look, see if we've got any more new comments. And have a drink as well. Right, let's have a look. YouTube now, they don't show you the comments as they come up. They sort of like block them. So you've got to scroll down and then reread everything to see if you've got anything new. Right, okay. Lethal Chicken. Read the Apocalypse War last week. It was amazing. Really loved it. Such a massive mega epic. Definitely in it for the long haul. That's what I like to hear. That's what I hear. The Judge Dredd Mega Collection. I get the 2 Marvel ones. I want to get the Judge Dredd Mega Collection, but I really don't know if I can afford it. So I think I'm going to get them as much as I can whilst they're in the newsagents. And then I might do what I've seen a few people do, excuse me, which is see if I can pick them up on eBay, when they've come out for a bit, and see if I can pick them up on eBay a bit cheaper. But I mean, they are worth the £9.99 that the asking price. But I just can't afford that at the moment, not with everything else that I get. And obviously, I've got to keep a roof over my head and feed myself and everything else. And so, yeah, like I said, I need another job. I need a job maybe a job that pays me in comics. Is there such a thing? Oh, sorry, the screen was going down. I was like, what's it going down for? Wrong button. Matty Taylor, I'm on holiday, so I miss LSCC. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. You should do Newcastle Film and Comic Con, though. I'm going to that, or London Film and Comic Con in July. If I could afford it, I would love to go to more comic book conventions. I go to the London Super Comic Con because it was the first comic book convention I ever went to, which was last year, and it just completely blew me away. It was such a culture shock to go there. I've seen videos of comic book conventions in like America and Canada and in the UK on video here on YouTube and all over the place and that, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of people there. It looks really busy and really sort of like claustrophobic and that. But it was just because of all the people there. But it was just such a culture shock when I walked through those doors at LSCC last year for my first comic book convention ever, and I was just hit by a myriad of overwhelming, exploding. Wow, it was just amazing. Even now, when I think back about it, I just get completely blown away by how amazing it was all. Just like being there, sort of thing. So yeah, I would love to be able to go to more comic book conventions, but again, unfortunately, finances. If there's any comic book conventions that want me to appear at their comic book, convention, I'll happily come if you pay me. That'd be awesome. I'm not a cosplayer. I'm not an artist. I'm not that talented. I can't write really. But I do this. So, if you want me to be at your comic book convention, give me a shout and I'll, give me a shout and my train fare up there and maybe a little bit of spending money so I can go in the 50p bins and that. And you've got me there for at least for the whole day. Marty Hordell, you don't look a day over 21, Mark. See, if you hadn't put that hat at the end of it, I would have turned around to you and said, oh, you're my new best friend. But you put that hat at the end of it. I actually got ID'd a few months ago. I did. I actually got ID'd. I did. I was like, wow, okay. Either you're blind or I really do look underage. I think the guide dog that she had sort of like sat on her tail sort of like gave it away. Yeah. The Mahoney Show. Hi, man. How's it going? How you doing? Well, yeah, you're right. Can't wait to see you again for LSCC. It's going to be an absolute brilliant day. Evening, Mark. Hope all is well. 2 weeks until LSCC, buddy. Is there any comics you're hoping to track down while at the con? Oh, I've got issue 1 of Ninjak, the Valiant comic, the LSCC variant cover for that. There's also the 9th Doctor issue 1 LSCC variant cover that's being sold on the Forbidden Planet stall. So if you're going to go to LSCC and you're buying that, please leave 1 copy for me to be able to pick up. Okay. Other than that, it's just a free fall for me as far as comics are concerned. If it looks like it's interesting, I will, pick it up. I've got a little black book around here somewhere, which I've got some notes jotted down of what comics I could be interested in looking at. The only thing I was really kicking, well, I don't know about kicking myself is the right word, but the only thing that irked me about last year's comic book convention that I wish I'd done, but I didn't have the money to do it at the time. There was a guy selling The Flash number 123. I wish I picked it up. I even said to him as I was handing it back to him, because he let me look at it and flick through it and it wasn't in the best of condition. And I said to him, I know I'm going to kick myself with handing this back to you and saying I can't afford it. So hopefully this year I'll be able to pick it up. We'll see. But yeah, I'd love to be able to get my hands on Flash number 123 for a decent price, which, yeah, it wasn't too bad actually what he was asking for. Is there any comics you're looking for? Anything that you're looking to get or people you want to see? If you're going to LSCC and there's a comic you're looking for, or there's somebody there that you want to see, or anything, put it in the comment section down below. In fact, any comic book convention, if you're going to a comic book convention or planning to go to one this year, put in the comment section down below what you're looking for or who you're looking to meet there, and I'll read it out. Stacey Gallagher, good to see you, buddy. This week was a good one for comics. Do you have a favorite age for comics? Oh, do you mean the gold and silver, bronze? Well, yeah, I'm taking that's what you mean. I would have to say it would be a toss-up between the Bronze Age and the Modern Age. And when I say Modern Age, I'm talking early Modern Age. So sort of like the mid to late 80s, early 90s for me. The Bronze Age, just even though in the public eye comic books the comic books were really still for children, I think the Bronze Age was where comics started to mature. So the 70s and early 80s was when comic books started to be written for the people who were actually reading them, which were teenagers, older teenagers, and older people. And then the Modern Age, which is like 85, 86 to now, the mid to late 80s, early 90s was just a great time for comics, I think. And it's unfortunate that after that, the mid 90s to late 90s, when everything just went completely to pot, and you were, the comic book industry almost imploded in on itself because of, stupid things like multiple comics and, really like badly written comics and drawn comics, I think, in the mid to late 90s. But yeah, I think, my favorite age for comics would probably, I'd have to say, Bronze Age, which is like the 70s and early 80s, and the early Modern Age, which is like mid 80s to early 90s. So what about yourself? What's your favorite age? What we got here? Okay, Michael Moore. I can't pronounce things like that. Recordling, premium apple cider. Have you tried Stella Sidri? Yes, I have. It's quite nice, almost like apple juice. The Sidri. I don't know if it's because it's quite a low percentage, of alcohol in it. It's about 4% in it, which is quite low for cider. And it, just for anybody in America and Canada, because I've been told that cider in America, you do have alcoholic cider, but most cider in America is non-alcoholic, from what I've been told. The cider in the UK, if you go to a pub or somewhere in the UK and you ask for a cider, you're going to get a pint of cider and it's going to be alcoholic, and it will probably take the enamel off your teeth. So yeah, so be careful. All right. There's no what, you know, if you want apple juice in the UK, ask for apple juice, something like that. But yes, Michael, I have tried the Stella Cidre. It's really nice. Have you tried the Perrin cider, which is the pear cider? That's really nice. It's like really crisp, and you just get a little aftertaste of pear if you like pears, obviously. Really nice. And Michael Moore again, as a big fan of the Daredevil film, yes, I know it gets a lot of hate. I can't wait for the TV series. Dude, yeah, I've got no problem with the Daredevil movie. I actually enjoyed it. I really did. And if you think about when the Daredevil movie came out, it was at a time when comic book movies were still seen as things that should have been campy. I mean, you had things like Blade, which was a brilliant movie, real mature adult movie, almost like a horror movie, really. But I think that was because it was a lesser known comic book character. You could have taken a character like Blade and the mythos that surrounds them with the vampires, and you could turn it into just a vampire movie. It didn't have to be a comic book movie. Daredevil is one of those characters that is a known comic book character to a certain extent. So I think that's why there were certain things lacking in it. But I think they did. I personally think the Daredevil movie was pretty good. There was a few bits and pieces in it, but I could still watch it. But then I like the Ang Lee. I'm looking up there and pointing up there because that's where it is. I like the Ang Lee Hulk movie. Yes, there's not much action in it, but it was a movie that tried to show the inner struggles and the birth of the Hulk, rather than, you know, and why Bruce Banner turned into the Hulk. It wasn't the radiation, and it wasn't the fact that he was genetically manipulated from a young age by his father. It was the abuse that his father had, you know, against him and his mother, and the fear and the terror and everything. And that's why when he gets angry, he turns into the Hulk, because, you know, when he was younger, he didn't have that power, and now the radiation and everything that he had as an adult gave him that power to be able to, you know, stop the bad man, which was his dad, sort of thing. Well, at least that's the way I looked at it anyway. So it didn't really need to be a big all-out action movie. And quite frankly, if you were expecting something big all-out action from Ang Lee, yeah, you're going to miss the point of the movie in any case. So, but yeah, Daredevil movie, fine as far as I'm concerned. Brilliant. Okay, I've got 24 comments now. I'll leave them for a bit. I will read them in a minute. Yeah, so keep on commenting. But I've got a load of comments going, and I've been waffling on for about 45 minutes already. So, right. Okay, comics. Right, I'm going to try and do these as quick as I can. Okay, because we all got things to do. We've all got families to go to. And loved ones to be with, and, you know, drinks to drink. So crack on. Okay. Right. You all know My Butter One, don't you? Adam, the CEO of the YCC group on Facebook. He was, I suppose you could say, he's having a bit of a purge of his collection. He was selling a few bits and pieces, and some of the things that he was selling, I was like, ooh. If you get rid of them, I'll have them. I'll give you some cash for them. So I bought some comics off him. Sorry, the thing with Stella, it's quite a fizzy, gassy drink. So, right. So I got some comics off of My Butter One, and I'll show you what I've got now. The ongoing series, the next issue is coming out in, what is it, February? May. Next issue, issue 6 is coming out. Issue 6. I've only had half a can of beer. Issue 6 is coming out in May this year. But I bought the first 5 issues off of Adam, and it is Rocket Girl. Yes, Mr. McKee, it's your favourite comic. I already had the first 2 issues, so I've already got issues 1 and 2 of this. But I'll get the whole lot off of him. You know, what he was asking for was a fair price for him. It's like £2 each. I think I paid for it. So brilliant. So issue 1 of that, and issue 2. Like I said, I've already got these 2, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter for me. Issue 3, great covers. I don't know. I don't think that is Frank Quitely, but that does look like his sort of artwork, doesn't it? It's like crisp, clear artwork of Frank Quitely. It's not, I don't think, on the covers. I think this is actually the interior artist, Amy Reeder. But yeah, really nice. And the artwork's nice as well. If you don't know the story about this, it's about a girl, 15-year-old girl, who is a member of the police force. What they call it, the teen time police force or something like that, or something like that. So in the future, which for this comic is 2013, the law enforcement agencies have teenagers in it as well, and she goes back in time to stop something happening in the past that affects her future or her present. And yeah, it's just her trying to re-establish us, or get herself sorted out in the past, which would be the present, so that her present, their future, won't happen, or something in their future won't happen. Yeah, so there's number 4, and there's issue 5. I've really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy that series. It's one of those ones where I got the first couple of issues, I read it, I enjoyed it, but there's other stuff that comes out, and then it goes by the wayside, and by the time you get it, you know what I mean. So I'm looking forward to issue 6 of that coming out though in May, so that's good. Right, you'll probably know that I like my how can I put them? I like my not necessarily my big 2 comics like DC and Marvel. I also like my little smaller press comics as well, my independent comics. And this is from Malibu Comics. It's the Ultraverse, and it's issue 1 of Solitaire. There you go. Very nice. Haven't got that one yet. So my Malibu Comics and Ultraverse comic collection is getting pretty good actually. So that's that one there. Issue 22 of DC's New Gods from the 1980s. Okay, that's when they brought them back as a slightly reimagined version of the original Jack Kirby New Gods. So this was a pretty good series as well from the 80s. So 80, 87, 88, 89, something like that. I ain't got my glasses on, I can't read that small. Issue 64 of Excalibur. Really good. Captain Britain. Awesome stuff. Issue 2 of the 4-issue miniseries, A Bizarro, which this is about a guy who is a clone of a human being, but as you know, with Superman, the cloning, it went wrong. So you got Bizarro. The cloning process on this human went wrong. So you've got a Bizarro who is just basically a Bizarro human without any superpowers, and him trying to find his way and his place in the world. Yeah. Cool stuff. I'll admit this. I got this off of Adam purely because of the cover. I've not read any of these sort of things before. I remember when they first come out, and I was like, really, really, Marvel are producing this. I might see if I can pick up the other issues. I'm not quite sure how many were in this mini series, but it's Models Inc. I'm a bloke. I like things like that, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Yeah, I think it's a really nice cover as well. Yeah. So yeah, why not? Model issue 4. That is. There you go. There's that, and a fairly new comic actually. I was surprised Adam actually didn't keep this one to go with his all new X-Men collection, but I'm glad he didn't, because I managed to pick it up, and it's the all new X-Men annual number 1. There you go. And obviously all new X-Men is now tying in again with Guardians of the Galaxy for the Black Vortex event, like mini event that's happening between the Guardians of the Galaxy universe and the all new X-Men like, universe sort of story sort of thing. And I think it goes through Guardians of the Galaxy, all new X-Men, Legendary Star-Lord, Nova, and another couple of Captain Marvel and something else, plus the bookend Black Vortex one-shots that happen as well. So a fair few, but I don't think that's got anything to do with it. So yeah, really cool. Okay. Now I know I say I don't have much happens. I just like go home, wake up, go to work, and that, and then come home, have something to eat, and go to bed. But there's sometimes when I go to work, the people that I work with, really nice, fantastic people that I work with. Obviously, in my workplace, really nice people to work with, and they know me. They know I like comics. I don't hide the fact. I've never hide the fact that I like comic books. And there's a shop in the town here that I think I've mentioned it before. It's a charity shop, and what they do is they collect old books. If you don't want a book or a magazine or anything like that, don't throw it in the rubbish bin. Don't throw it in the recycle bin. You keep all your books. You hand it to this charity, and I can't remember the name of the charity. I think it's called the Books for Free charity. You know, because they've got little meerkats on them. Not to be confused with the insurance company in the UK with meerkats. But so yeah, this charity, it collects old unwanted books. It stops them from going to landfill sites and filling them up. It stops them from getting destroyed, and what they do is they redistribute them to people who do want them. You walk into this shop, all you've got to do, if you want to, is give them a little bit of cash. You know, it's like 50p, a pound, and most of the time it's like you can take 3 to 5 books, and you don't have to pay anything apart from what you want to put in their, you know, their charity box. If you want to put a pound in for 5 books, you put a pound in for 5 books. If you want to put 50p in for 5 books, you put 50p for 5 books. If you just want to go in, pick up 5 books and walk out, you can do. I still feel a bit difficult. I still feel a bit strange doing that, and I don't think I've ever done it. But because it's really weird walking into a shop, picking something up, and walking out, and not having somebody run after you. Not that I've ever walked into a shop, you know, and taken something without paying for it, but I'm just saying it's just a weird sensation walking out of a shop without paying for something. It's like you feel like I should have paid for this. Excuse me. But yes, somebody I worked with, they went into this shop and they saw these comics. Obviously, they didn't have the backing boards and the bags on them. I just put them on there, and they picked them up, came out of it, took them to work, and they gave them to me. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for that. I won't say your name because I don't know if you want me to say your name, but you know who you are at work, so you probably won't be watching this anyway. But thank you anyways. Always great when things like that happen. Right, first up is the Defenders number 152. Now I've already got this issue, but beside the point, you know, I think I picked it up in Bristol. One of the occasions I went up there with the guys from the YCC up there. So yeah, so that's still good though, still good. We've got from the Marvel New Universe, Spitfire #8. There you go. And considering they was like in this shop, obviously somebody just was going to chuck them out, so they gave them to this shop. Considering it was something 3, they're in pretty good condition actually. Not mint, but or near mint, but fairly good condition. You've got Extreme. I can't remember which issue this is, but there you go, from Image, from the early days of Image. Yes, that is who you think it is. Artwork, yes, that's Liefeld's artwork, yes. Checkmate #18, which is part 9 of the Janus Directive, which crosses over with Firestorm, Manhunter, and the Suicide Squad of the time. So, yep, really good getting that, because I was going to try and get the complete set of this. It's like story arc that went over the whole, like the 4 comics I just mentioned. So that's good. A series that I loved reading in the UK reprint comics I used to get, the weekly ones I used to get when I was younger. And at some point, I'm going to get a complete series, set of this series. It's Strike Force Morituri #5. Great cover there. Really love that cover. Yeah, it was really weird when I remember reading the first issue of this, which was reprinted in, I think it was an amazing a Spider-Man comic. It was either the Spider-Man comic or it was the British reprint of Secret Wars, and they had this in there, and it was really weird to read a comic that was about people who were given superpowers and they knew they were going to die because of the superpowers. At such a young age, it wasn't the sort of thing you would expect from a comic book. People knowing that these heroes knowing they were going to die. It didn't done. Superheroes don't die, and it was just a brilliant concept for my young mind at the time. So that's really good. From Marvel UK, Shadow Riders #3. I don't think I've got this one. I think this is one of the ones I needed to finish the 4-issue miniseries. So that's pretty cool. Another early Image comic, which is the last one, and it is Bloodstrike #5. And yes, again, I believe. Actually, no, I don't think that is a Liefeld cover. Or if it is, he's done this like the. I think actually might be a Liefeld cover. Yeah, possible. So there you go. That's pretty cool. And finally, for like stuff that I didn't really pick up this week or yesterday or anything, I saw this trade paperback. It cost me £5, and I was like, it's one of those comics that I've heard people go on about, saying it's great and how brilliant it is now. And I thought, for a £5, excuse me, yeah, I can do that. I can afford that. Yeah, why not? It's like an early birthday present for myself. So I picked this up. This is volume 1 of Morning Glories. There you go. So yeah, looking forward to reading this. I've read, in one form or another, I've read some of these comics and that, and they did look really nice, and they did read really well. So I'll looking forward to finding some time to sit down and relax and just read this. I think it's the first 5 or 6 issues. First 6 issues. So looking forward to that. I think that's it for me. Should we go to the comments? Should we go back to the comments, because we had a fair few. So I'll refresh the page. I'll have another drink. Hopefully I'll stop with some coffee. Let's have a look. Right. Scrolling. Read that one. Lethal Chicken. I am looking to be going to the NICE 2015 in September in Bedford. It's just down the road from me. Now all I need to do is track down Saga 1 for a decent price and have Brian K. Vaughan sign it there. Oh, is he going to be there? Bedford. How far away is Bedford? See, I've got 2 issues of Saga #1. I want one to keep for Sunday best, so to speak, and one to get signed by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I want to meet them as well. So, September. YCC road trip to Bedford, maybe. Excuse me. Sorry. Other than that, Lethal Chicken goes on. Other than that, maybe Thought Bubble in November. I wish I had planned this year a bit better and saved some cash to come to LSCC. However, Darren, Comics R Us, is kindly picking me up a copy of Ninjak 1 exclusive from there. Some people in the YCC are so awesome. The generosity of some people in the YCC still astonishes me. Yeah. I've been members of groups on Facebook, and I've had to leave the group because they just had some real, excuse me for using the vernacular, real assholes on those groups. And for no reason at all, no reason whatsoever. I've got to say that, yes, they've had their moment. It's had its moments on the YCC, but they've been dealt with, and I'm going to say this because I'm one of the admin in any case, but it's been dealt with really well by the admin that we've got on the YCC. Any problems we've had on there, they've been dealt with really well, handled really well, and either the people who started the problem have been ejected from the group and they've never come back, or it's been, the problem has been rectified and everybody's happy or relatively happy. Yeah, I've got to say, I know my mate, my butter one, Adam, he started the group in any case, so I suppose you could say I'm a bit, I've got to say it, but the YCC is a fantastic group. Everybody on there is just brilliant, and you really wouldn't meet a nicer group of people on there. They don't treat anybody any differently. If you're somebody new who doesn't know a lot about comics, if you've got a question, they're willing to answer it and help you find the answers you're looking for. And yeah, the generosity of some people on there is just absolutely phenomenal. The amount of times I've seen pictures of somebody saying such and such a person has just sent me these, or such and such a person has just sent me that, and it's just great, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, totally agree with you there, Lethal Chicken. Totally agree with you. Matty Taylor, I've just ordered my tickets for Newcastle and thought I'd treat myself to a photo op with Craig Charles from Coronation Street and Red Dwarf. You're joking. This is what I mean. I want to go to these other comic book conventions and sci-fi conventions so I can meet people like Craig Charles from Red Dwarf. I love Red Dwarf. I must have seen the first ever episode of Red Dwarf, the end. I've seen it about 1,000 times. Seriously, I think it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I hope you have fun, man. I really do. And if you're on I think you are on the Facebook page, aren't you? Put pictures up of you with Craig Charles when it happens. Say hi from me. You won't have a clue who I am, but say hi. Venga Boys are back in town. Hi, Mark. Hi, how you doing? I'm a recent returnee to 2000 AD, as I think I mentioned before. Yes, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I'm enjoying having a weekly comic to enjoy with a few installments of different stories. I've been catching up with strips that I've missed from a little before by time, such as Zenith and currently Robo Hunter. My favourite is Strontium Dog. I've got all the SD collections online and am very much enjoying the style stories. Strontium Dog is brilliant. Are you getting them from the SD collections? Is that the trade paperbacks, the Rebellion ones? I won't go away because it's just there, but if I do that, I'll disappear from screen. Some people might say that's a good thing, some people might not, but I'm gonna put that that's a bit product placement in it, meow, with that in the hand. Yes, Strontium Dog, brilliant series. First started out in a little a short-lived comic called Star-Lord, which I think ran for about 22 issues. Had a couple of annuals as well and a few specials, and then it was integrated into 2000 AD, where they took a character called Black Hawk and Strontium Dog and the Robusters, which is obviously where you get the ABC Warriors as well from, because ABC Warriors and Robusters are sort of like their universe is like intermingled. Zenith, fantastic series. I've got all the series in the single issues of 2000 AD behind me in these boxes here. I am actually tempted, if they've got them at LSCC for a decent price, I am actually tempted to see if I can pick up the hardback trades of the Zenith ones, the re-release ones that they've just done a few months ago. Robo Hunter, brilliant. Sam Slade, Robo Hunter, with his talking cigar and his completely inept robot psychic. Brilliant. Ian Gibbons in it with the artwork on that, I believe. And yeah, Strontium Dog, really good. Were you reading it when they had the strip Bad Company? That was really good. The first series of Bad Company was really good. What else was there? DR and Quinch. That was really funny. Quite mature actually for the time as well. There's just loads, so many, and all absolutely brilliant. Rogue Trooper as well. Rogue Trooper. If you haven't read any of that, that's really good as well. So there you go. Cooley Movies. Just read my Lois Lane. Oh, the racism. Yes, I will get onto that one when I show the comics here. It's a comic that Cooley Movies picked up from the Southampton Comics in the Loft Ladder in the Marlborough Centre in Southampton. It was one of those old 1960s comics that try to be sensitive to ethnic minorities, but when you read it now, it's just so wrong, but funny in a way, sort of thing. Yes, I also managed to pick up a Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, but I'll show you that when I get to it. So look, Mahoney Show. I'll make sure to keep an eye out for Flash 123 for you, mate. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Can't wait to see you, Even Man. You, Adam, and Wolfie for a classic and a Chinese. Oh, yes, I think we've got a new venue now because the one we went to beforehand shut down in mysterious circumstances. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to meeting JR and Ed McGuinness this year. Comic side of things, I really want to treat myself and get a rare Spider-Man issue, maybe 50 or 122. Oh, that's going to be pretty pricey. Well, no, 50. Yeah, you might be able to pick that up for a fairly decent price at LSCC. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I hope I can get Flash number 123 for a decent price myself. So yeah, I hope you get what I hope you get what you're looking for, man. Really do. Ben Borthwick. I hope I said your last name right. If you've seen my videos, you know I'm terrible with names. Evening, mate. Hi, man. How's it going? Nice to have another stream. Hope I'll see you at LSCC. I hope I'll see you too, man. Like I said, come up, say hi. I'm nobody really in the grand scheme of things. I'm really nobody. I just do these videos, these funny little videos that go on for hours. But yeah, if you want to say hi, like I said, we'll do a little video, put it up on the group, put it up on YouTube, whatever. Have some fun. Have fun. That's what we need to. We need to bring more fun into the community and bring more fun into the comic book world. Let's have a look. What else we got there? JCCG, hi man. Greetings, Mark. Hi, how are you doing? Finally caught you live. Yes, glad to have you here. That is cool, getting comics for free. I know, I love it. It's probably the two greatest words in the English dictionary: free and comics. The only other words I can think of that would be better would be free and food. And my belly proves that. Let's have a look. Michael Moore, looking for Fantastic Four back issues, lots and lots of them. Any particular kind? Are you just looking for Fantastic Four back issues, or are you looking for sort of like the early ones or the John Byrne? It's like era of Fantastic Four, or John Byrne ones. If you've seen Howler Mouse's recent video, he's doing a tag video for people's favorite John Burns. I'm sure I'm saying his name right. John Burns comic book. I think his was I can't remember what number it was. It was the Fantastic Four one that tied into Secret Wars 2, where the Human Torch was being blamed for the death or the injury of a young child who set himself on fire. He explains it a lot better than I do. So if you go to Howler Mouse's channel after this, or when it's daylight, and look on his channel and see the first tag video, he goes into it really nice. It's a really nice story. Yeah, but yeah, John Burns. I do recommend John Burns' era of Fantastic Four. Really good, really nice artwork. Took the Fantastic Four into completely different way. Yeah, great stuff. Michael Moore again. That sounds lovely. Definitely going to have to try that drink. Yeah. It was the pear cider. Yeah, pear and cider. Yeah, done by exactly the same buddy that the same people do the Stella Sidgery. Really nice. About the same percentage as well. So there you go. So there you go. I'll just refresh that. Okay, there's another comment, but I'll leave that for the time being. So keep on commenting down below. Anything really, just say hi. Any comics that you see on here, if you want to comment on anything you see here, even if you want to have a little chat with each other in the comment section down below, I'll read it out. I don't care, as long as it's not too rude. Right, back to the comics. Sorry. Dry throat. Right, as I mentioned before, there's so many that I got from there. There's a new comic shop in Southampton. Well, sort of like a new comic shop. It's some great people who've got like this tabletop in this shop in Southampton. It's called the Southampton Comic Shop. I will say hi to Mark and Pip, and I think is it Gavin? Sure, your name is Gavin. I apologise if I've got anybody's names wrong, but as I said, I'm terrible with names. I'll recognise your face, but don't ask me to remember your name. I remember Mark because obviously he's got such a great name as me. Pip, because it's a fantastic name. I'm sure your name was Gavin. Sure, your name was Gavin. Sure, I'm sure. But yeah, great people, really great people. The comic shop, Southampton Comic Shop, in the Loft Ladder, in the Marlin Centre in Southampton. Sorry, itchy nose. I got loads of comics there. loads and loads of comics. I've got them in sort of like some kind of order. So what I'll do is I'll start off with the DC ones that I picked up. Okay. I'm just gonna see if I can rattle through these because really nice comics. First up, we have got DC Superstars of Space, issue 4. Look at that. Great stuff. Adam Strange. You got Adam Strange, Space Ranger, and Captain Comet. There you go. Adam Strange in the Justice League United comic, or Justice League Canada, whatever you want to call it, comic. Space Ranger, we don't see him a lot nowadays. And Captain Comet, he was used to be in the Legion comics, or the Rebel comics that DC used to produce in the sort of like the late 80s, early 90s, isn't it? So yeah, great stuff. Really cool. Really, really cool. I'm just trying to find somewhere to put them. All these comics on. Right. This isn't one of the Alan Moore Swamp Things. This is part of the 19 issues that were produced before Alan Moore came on. I think he came on issue 20, and then his proper comic that he wrote by himself without having to follow anybody else was issue 21. But this is Saga of Swamp Thing number 4. Love Swamp Thing. Love my Swamp Thing comics. I'm slowly getting a complete set again of Swamp Thing comics. So yeah, that was a good pickup. Now, a lot of people badmouth this version of Superman. As I was speaking to, I think his name is Gavin. I think a lot of people see this as like DC's Clone Saga, Spider-Man Clone Saga. It's when Superman superpowers changed, not like now where he's got super fart power. You know, and every so many months or so many years he can have a massive, great big trumpet. You know, and loses all his superpowers and becomes human for about 24 hours. This is when he became an energy being, and his powers were basically changed completely. It's the Superman electric, Superman Blue, Electric Boogaloo era of Superman. I enjoyed this era of Superman. I really liked reading the comics. It was something different. It was still Superman at his core, but he had different powers, and you knew at the end of it you were going to get Superman as he was, in his as he should be, in his red trunks and the Boy Scout, if you will, so we've got Adventures of Superman number 557. And this was when they split Superman up, and this was another reason why I like this, because it was a really nice retelling and reimagination of the classic Superman Red, Superman Blue story from the Silver Age. Obviously with a lot more of a modern take on it. So there you go, there's that on there. Now I believe this is the first appearance of Superman Blue, or Superman, or the Electric Superman, and that is in Superman second series 123. Sure, that's the first appearance of him. I had a quick flick for it, and reading it, having a look into it, I think this is the first appearance of him. So that's great, absolutely brilliant. Superman 132. Okay. And 133. One, 3, 4. 1, 3, 5. I'm going to show these fairly quickly because I've got a fair few comics to go. If you want to have a look at the comics and you're watching the uploaded version of this, not the live version, pause the video so you can have a better look at the comics. Okay, if you want to, I'm letting you. Right. If anybody says, just say, "Oh, I said you could." Superman, Man of Steel 76, which used to not confuse me but perplex me in a way, because it was like, he's not made of steel, he's made of energy now. I suppose Superman, the man of electrons, might have been a bit of a strange one, but there you go. 76. I actually like that cover, actually. I think that's a pretty nice cover, actually. And Man of Steel 77. There's another comic there. I want to say it's an Adventures of Superman one, but I can't remember what number it is. And it had Superman Blue on it. You had like the red streak going that way for Superman Red, and then you had Superman Blue going off this way, sort of thing. So yeah. And finally, for the DC bit, number 79. Like I said, these are all from Southampton Comics in the Loft Ladder in the Marlins in Southampton. So there's that. Oh, sorry. One more DC. Sorry about this. If you remember, I read out Cooley Movies' comment about him picking up a Lois Lane comic. It was Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. If you've seen the cover, if you know what the cover is, it's the one where Lois Lane has got, I believe it's a Native American baby in like a papoose on her back, and Superman's standing there, and there's like a mob, I think, if I remember correctly, and you've got Lois Lane going, "No, he's my baby, you can't take him," which brings up whole new connotations for the actual cover. But I picked up my own version of what could possibly be seen as the bad taste 60s. I make no no excuse for the covers I like, because I like them. Yeah, tough. You don't like them, tough. But this one it's one of those classic. I think it's one of those classic Lois Lane, one of those classic '60s covers that you probably couldn't get away with today, because you'd have so many people just whinging and moaning about it for stupid reasons. And it's Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, issue 120. There you go. And it, I just like the cover. You know, I think it's a great cover. It's it's like, it's almost like an episode. It's almost like a Speedy Gonzales episode. And you have to excuse me. I'm going to read it. On the cover, it says, "Sí, super hombre. Miss Lois left hours ago." In my best Speedy Gonzales accent. And obviously Lois Lane there, like chained up, saying, "Superman, come back! Don't let them do this to me." As they're all sat there with their darts. It's like, remember that game? Remember that game in the, was it 60s and 70s? I never played it, but I've seen videos of it. It's called lawn darts. It had these great big things about that big, like darts, and it actually had a metal point on the end of them. And you used to have, like, I think it was rings that you used to throw out the rings, and then you had to throw the darts into the rings or get them as close to the rings as possible. And yeah, so many kids supposedly got injured because of this, because it was like you were throwing a metal spiky projectile. Well, you didn't get any points, but you know. So yeah, so that's what they look like. They're just having a game of lawn darts, really, with Lois Lane as the target. You know? So yeah, but yeah, I like my covers like that. The like mid to late '60s, early '70s Silver Age covers like this, like you would see on comics like Lois Lane, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, those sort of things. That I like them, you know, and I make no excuse for liking them. Right, let's have a look. Got some Marvel. Didn't get that many Marvel actually, but the ones I got I thought were quite interesting. First up, this one ties into a horror comics franchise. That the first movie was pretty good. The second movie was a bit, and then after that it was like, but this is House 2, the second story. I'm not quite sure if this is just a comic that sort of ties into it, or whether this is actually an adaptation. I haven't had a look at it yet. I haven't had a proper look at it. I've just literally rebagged it when I got home. But like I said, I've never seen that anywhere before. So I was like, nope, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to have that. That will go nicely in with my my horror comic and my horror sort of collection, side collection I've got. So yeah, House 2, the second story. Never seen it before. This one, I actually picked up the last issue of this. This is a 3-issue miniseries. Picked this up in the shop that used to sort of sell comics in town called Hobo. It's not there anymore, unfortunately. But I've now got the complete set, and this is Ultra Girl #1. And Ultra Girl #2. I'm not quite sure if this is supposed to be Marvel's answer to Power Girl or Supergirl, but yeah, so there you go. So, and there was issue 3, which is the last issue. That's good. And then finally, I think I picked this up for a bargain actually. It's the first appearance of Carol Danvers, who is Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel now. It's the first appearance of her as the Galactus Herald Binary, and it's Uncanny X-Men 164. And I think I picked this up for a fairly decent price actually. I won't say, I don't like dabbling in, you know, how much I spend, because if I did, I'd probably curl up in a corner and cry if I actually thought about how much money I spent on comics. But yeah, I think I got this at a pretty decent price at the Southampton Comics and the Loft Ladder in Southampton. Right, let's have a look. Some independents. We're going to go for independents. I'm not. I think this is Marvel. I think this is the Marvel Icon imprint. This is, so I should have redone it with the Marvel bit. There you go. And this is the David Mack Kabuki Reflections prestige format book that came out a few years ago. So that's good. I might actually take this to LSCC and get this signed with my other Kabuki comics that I've got over there. So that'd be pretty good. So there's that. That's cool. From Epic, which is also another Marvel imprint that was around in like the mid to late 80s, and this is issue 4 of Video Jack. I think I've got issue 1 and 2 of this somewhere in these boxes I've got here. So there you go, issue 4 of that. And I do like My First Comics. It was a comic company that did things like American Flag, and what was the other one? American Flag. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, American Flag was probably the most well-known one of it. I think Mr. Monster as well, I think they did. And I like the this series as well. I managed to pick up the first 10 issues, I think, of this series. Wish I'd picked up the rest of them. Wish I'd done money to pick up all 80 of them at the time, but I didn't. But this is First Comics Grimjack, and we've got issue 32. Is it 32? Yeah, issue 32. 43 and 46. Right. And another Malibu comic to go with my my ever-growing Malibu collection is The Ferret, number 10. There you go, Kirby. There's a comic for you, The Ferret. Fast asleep. Don't blame him. Right, so there you go. Right, now, you probably all know that I like my Valiant comics, and I'm slowly trying to get as close as I can, complete set of old original series Valiant comics from the 1990s. I got what I thought was an absolute bargain at the Southampton comic shop. I'll show you all of them. I think the whole lot cost me about £9.50, I think, for all of these. I'm going to go through them quickly. So like I said, if you want to watch this later on, if you want to have a look at the covers properly, you can pause the video and look at them, have a decent look at them. But I'm going to try and go through them as quick as I can because I've still got a lot of comics to show you. And I've been doing this now for about, bloody hell, nearly 2 hours already. Yeah, close to coming up to that. About an hour and a half, I think I've been doing this one now. Right, first up, Bloodshot. Great series that Valiant Entertainment have brought back now. Really good series then. I got so many issues of Bloodshot. So many issues of Bloodshot. Okay, we have got number 2. Now, some of these I think I've already got, but because they were in packs, it doesn't bother me if I've got doubles around. Worst thing that happen, I'll sell them on to somebody else who wants them. Other than that, they'll just go into my vault, and hopefully they won't get wet like the last that did. Number 7, which anybody out there who knows old Valiant, is this the first appearance of Ninjak? Or is issue 6 the first appearance of Ninjak? I can't remember. There's number 7. And we've got number 9. Number 10. In fact, these are all now, these are all like sequential numbers, so I should just show you the cover. And it's 11, 12, yeah. There you go. Great stuff. I know I've got this one because I picked this up recently in the last like 6 months or so. But that doesn't bother me. There you go. There 14. That's it. There we go. Pretty cool cover. Yeah, in answer to Sam's Mahoney Show's question, I might see about picking up some cheap Valiant comics if I can, if they've got them there. Like if they've got them in the 50p bins, I might come back with a shed load of old Valiant comics Bloodshot with the Hard Corps, which I believe, no, it was the Armorines that's come in the new X-Men Man of War comics. Great cover. I love that cover. There we go. Yes, he is actually being shot at by a clown. So, you know, there we go. That's number 20. All sequential numbers from number 9 onwards. 21. There you go. And there, that one there is issue 23. So there you go. So I've got all of those for, like I said, about £9.50. For loads of comics. Loads of comics. Not the screen. Right. Now I know this was the first issue of the renamed Ryan the Future Force. And this is issue 9. There you go. In fact, I'll get this out because it's a gatefold cover. So I'll get that out. So you got that. And then of course, when Valiant was producing these comics, they had the license to have Solar Man of the Atom, Magnus Robot Fighter, who was in this series, because this series was based in the 41st century or the 40th century, and Turok, Son of Stone, Dinosaur Hunter, how we want to say his last bit. So there's that. And then we've got Shadow Man, the first series of Shadow Man, number 10. Number 11. Great covers these. Oh, this is an awesome cover. If anything, just for the color that's in this cover. Number 12 of Shadow Man. I hope this camera and this video is doing this justice, and it doesn't look like I'm trying to record on a potato. But that's great colours. Great colours. Really nice colours, that one. Number 13. '14. Because just recently I picked up this series, Shadow Man 1, 2, and 3, so that's pretty good. 15. Fighting his own demons. 28. Yeah. And 29. Part of the, is it Chaos Effect? The Chaos Effect event that was at the time for Valiant. And then we've got number 30. There you go. So yeah, so that's all those comics there I picked up from Southampton Comics in the Loft Ladder in Southampton. So yeah, great bunch of people. If you're in Southampton and you've just pop in and say hi, tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you. Tell them the YCC sent you. And I'm sure they'll be able to help you any way they can. Go right. Let's go to the comments. Got a few more. Let's have a look. Venga Boys are back in town. Yeah, it's the Strontium Dog Search Destroy files for Rebellion. Oh, cool. That's nice. I've also ordered the collections from the revived series, the Flashback Tales and the Life and Death of Johnny Alpha collections. Nice. I do vaguely remember Bad Company. Now that you mention it, I think it was around about issue. Sure, that started around about issue 500. Bad Company. Yeah, but like a lot of things at the time, it went right over my head. That's another collection I need to get a hold of sometime. I've got the first 3 Rogue Trooper big paperback collections, and I've read the first so far. Good fun. Yeah, 2000 AD, absolute classic stuff. Really is classic. Their stuff from the the 80s and 90s is just brilliant. Some of the best comic books you could possibly read. Really is. So look. Mr. Gretzky 1966, that was a great era in Superman comics. I was glad to see the mullet go. Ah, the mullet. What were they thinking? I could understand the idea behind it, because it was just after the death of Superman, and he was brought back to life, and obviously he didn't have all his superpowers, so he was basically a human being, and they were trying to say, he's been, out of action for this long, his hair's going to grow long. But what I didn't understand was that, yeah, his hair grew long into this like mullet sort of thing. Why didn't he have a beard when he come out of that Kryptonian, what was it called? Kryptonian, what was it called? Was it like a Kryptonian regeneration suit or something like that? Or Kryptonian healing suit, I think it was called. Yeah, he had long hair, mullet, but no beard. So it automatically shave him. There's a minor gripe anyway for the whole thing. It was really nice. Sorry. Yes, Mr. Gretzky 1966 continues. I'm collecting that Adventures of Superman along with Action Comics. Yes, the Adventures of Superman was brilliant, and what was it? It was John Byrne was doing Superman at the time, wasn't he? Jerry Ordway was doing Adventures of Superman, I believe, and I think John Byrne was doing Action Comics as well. Sure, that's how they do it at the beginning, anyway, in 1986, when they were like bringing in Superman after the Cross on Infinite Earths. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Michael Moore to Matty Taylor. Might see you there. Not sure if going yet. Well, if you do, Michael, I hope you both have fun. I really do. That's at the for the Newcastle convention, isn't it? Yeah. I hope you both have fun when you get there. And like I said, when you see Craig Charles, tell him I said hi. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, again, well, I've just refreshed it and I've got some more comments. I'll read them again. Just I've got some comics to go through. Dead in the Water. This is really good live TV. This is watching somebody open a can of lager. And I am actually trying to put my hand over this so it doesn't get shown, because I don't know when I get sued. I would like to say I'm not being paid by Stella at all to show their products on here. It's just the fact that it was cheap in the shop that I went into to get some beer for tonight. So that's the only reason why. Right. The comics from Forbidden Planet. Wow, I say the comics from Forbidden Planet. I got so many comics, new comics, over the course of this month that I've basically just lumped them all into one lot of comics to show you. Hang on a second, this looks weird because I can't actually see myself and see what I'm doing. There I am. I'm on TV. Hello, Mum. That'd be good. Yes, right. Before I do that, I haven't showed you these. Now, this is some of the things I picked up from Forbidden Planet in Southampton. So I say hi, guys. If you're watching, you probably ain't, but hi, guys. How's it going? Looking forward to hopefully be having a table at the free comic book day at Southampton Forbidden Planet. So that'd be really cool. Still got to try and figure out what we're going to do there, but it'll still be cool. Right, let's have a look. Usual stuff I pick up from there. Previews. There we go. The new issue of Previews. That is going to be so good. DC Convergence. That is going to be so good. And also with Previews, you've also got the Marvel Previews. Secret Wars on that side, and Ultimate End #1. Yeah, because how many times have we seen the Ultimate Universe ending? And I've got something on there. And also what is affectionately known as the Black Marvel book around here. The Ultimate Graphic Novel Collection from Marvel Comics. We have got issue 83, which is Warlock Part 1. And this collects, good gracious, Strange Tales number 178 to 181 and Warlock number 9 to 11. I must want to say, I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. Whose idea is it to put red on a black background? It's ridiculous. Like I said, this is issue 83, and this is classic number 32 in Roman numerals. So it's handy to know what Roman numerals are. And also we've got Deadpool, Wade Wilson's War, which is issue 8, side number 63. And this features and collects Deadpool, Wade Wilson's War 1 to 4, and X-Men Origins Deadpool one-shot. So there you go. It's quite a thin one actually compared to the other one, especially since the Howard the Duck one was about that thick. You know, definitely more bang for your bucks with that one. Just because it's oversized, I'll show this one now. This is the final part of Ted McKeever's Superannuated Man, issue 6. Now I can read the whole thing. I'm going to sit down one day in the very near future, possibly in the next couple of weeks, and read the whole series of this. Looking forward to that. Really cool stuff. Right. New comics. Okay, Em, if this is the first time you've seen this one, when I get my new comics, I put them into, when I get any comics actually, I try and get them into the big two, Marvel and DC first, and then show you those, and I go into the independent comics. So, oh, no, there you go. DC. Okay, we have got the 75th anniversary of the Flash celebratory cover for Catwoman number 38. I just wish it didn't have the crappy New 52 Flash costume on it. It should have had the original Flash costume on it. You know, the proper Flash costume, Barry Allen Flash costume on it. But what would have been really good would have been if they had Jay Garrick on this one. That would have been really cool. But still a nice cover. Still alright. That's why I picked it up for. What I am saying is quite possibly the only Flash comic worth picking up at this time, because God knows the actual main Flash comic is. This is Flash Season 0, number 5. Great series. This is great comic. This is tying into the TV series. Great TV series as well. Really enjoying the TV series, and really enjoying the comic as well. Yes, here we go. I picked this up because it was part of the Darwin Cook sort of covers that DC did a few months ago or a month ago, and this is GI Zombie. Sorry, full title: Star Spangled War Stories featuring GI Zombie, issue 5. The Darwin Cook cover there. I actually think they only did one cover for this comic, but you know, plus it cost me £1.16, I think it was £1.15, because it was in the Forbidden Planet. It was like back issue section sort of thing. That's cool. A series I am enjoying now. I don't know if it's because they've brought back the real, or as close to the real Blue Beetle and Booster Gold as they can get away with bringing back. And they've also got, by the looks of it, Ice Maiden from the Justice League Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis series that came out in 86, 87. But this is Justice League 3000, number 14. There you go. If you can't read that, it says the secret history of the Justice League according to Ice. And then she goes, wait, what? Yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'll tell you what, this actually does remind me of the old 1987 Justice League written by Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's really cool. And then finally for DC, a series I am actually enjoying. It's really good. I try, when I think of Grant Morrison, I try not to think of his run on Action Comics that he did about 3-ish years ago, because that was just terrible. But he's made amends with this series. It's the Multiversity, and this is the Mastermen one shot to go along with that. Really good, really good, and nice, nice Jim Lee artwork inside as well for once, which is really cool. Right, should we go on to Marvel? Now a second, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. There we go. Right, Marvel Comics. I know My Butter One said on his haul video that he did today that, or rather yesterday, in fact, that it's amazing how, or it's interesting, shall I say, how your reading requirements change as you go on. His has changed quite rapidly, actually, in the 3 or so many years that he's been reading comics. But when you think that I probably would have had twice as much of that being DC Comics, probably that much being DC Comics in a month, and possibly that much of Marvel, and now it's completely the opposite way. It is quite interesting how things like that happen. Right, I don't usually get this comic, and you're going to see a lot of comics in this pile that I don't usually get, but I just love, I've just fallen in love with the Philip Noto covers. Really nice. And again, I've got no problem with admitting the majority of the Noto covers that I've got are of the female characters. I've got no problem admitting that. All New X-Men, number 38. Great cover. Really beautiful cover. A cover that I liked so much, I got it twice. Amazing Spider-Man, number 14, that I ordered off the internet. And Amazing Spider-Man number 14 that I ordered off the internet. I'm looking to get one of these. Hello. Oh, there you go. I'm looking to get one of these signed by having 3 signatures on it, preferably with Noto's signature on it, and I think it's Dan Slott and whoever the interior artist is. I can't remember the interior artist on it. Sorry, but yeah. So I'm hoping to get one for Sunday Best and one signed at some point when the people, you know, are in the conventions that I get to go to. Another Noto cover, Angela, Asgard's Assassin, number 3. Really nice cover, that. Really liking that cover. And another one, Ant-Man, number 2. And I'll admit I wasn't going to get this series because the first issue really didn't wow me. And I've read this one and it still hasn't wowed me. But I just love that cover. It's just a great cover, I think. Really nice. And keeping on the Noto trip. Oh, wow. Actually, no, it was quite got a rich vein of Phil Noto covers. Black Widow number 13. This was in Forbidden Planet's, it's like cheapy bit, where they sell their old comics for a lot less than they actually normally sell them for. This is Black Widow 13, a really nice Philip Noto cover there. This is just a normal cover for Black Widow, so if you're getting this comic, you get this awesomeness every month. For that. And Guardians of the Galaxy number 24. There you go. Another nice Noto cover. Hawkman 21. Hawkman? I'm only on my second beer. Hawkeye number 21. Really good series. I'm wondering what Lemire's series is going to be like, because I've really enjoyed Matt Fraction's run on this. I think, is it 22 or 23 this finishes? And then, or was this the last one? No. Was this the last one? I think it is the last issue, isn't it? And then next week, or next month, you've got Hawkeye number 1. All new Hawkeye, sorry, number 1 coming out, written by Jeff Lemire. Yeah, great series anyway, whenever it's going to finish. Really been enjoying this run of Moon Knight. Brian Wood, brilliant stuff. Number 12. Great. Loved Night of the Living Deadpool. Return of the Living Deadpool number 1. Cullen Bunn. I still can't say his name without thinking of Current Buns. I'm going to probably say that on every video I do when I show one of his comics, but there you go. Great stuff. I wasn't that impressed by this comic. I think maybe I need to sit down and read it again, because a lot of people will be going, oh, this is a really good comic. But I wasn't that impressed by it. And I'll admit, I got it purely for the Scott Young cover. I might see if I can pick up the normal cover of this, because it's a really nice cover. But this is Silk number 1, Scott Young cover. There you go. And Dan Slott and Michael Allred, issue 9 for Silver Surfer. Great series, this really is. Again, I don't know if it's because it reminds me so much of Doctor Who, because you've got, I know I say this every time I show this comic, but it reminds me of Doctor Who. You've got the Silver Surfer, who's this alien who is traveling around on this surfboard that's now sentient, TARDIS surfboard, and he has now got a companion who's a human female who travels the spaceways with him on his surfboard. But yeah, regardless of that, it's a good comic. It really is a really nice comic. Really enjoying that. Dan Slott, Mike Allred, great stuff. The comic that seems to have made people go absolutely loopy on eBay for pricing, Spider-Gwen number 1. We've got the original cover there. There you go. And we've also got, or I've also got, royal we, the blank cover. I do have the Scott Young cover, but that will hopefully be coming in the post within the next couple of days. Obviously not tomorrow or today as it is, because it's Sunday now, but you know, hopefully it'll be here Monday morning, waiting for me when I get back from work. Yeah, blank cover. I'm actually thinking about getting a sketch on this. Wouldn't it be great if I could get Neil Adams to do a Spider-Gwen sketch on here? How cool would that be? Spider-Woman number 4, final part of what ties into Spider-Verse before they turn her into Hipster Woman. Why not? DC's got Hipster Girl now, so why can't Marvel have Hipster Woman? Issue 2 of the new Marvel Star Wars comics. I'll admit, I only picked this up because it was being sold on the internet for £2.25. It's the only reason why I picked it up. I haven't really been. I like Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Love the movies, really do. Watched them tons and tons of times. Um, and it's okay. It's an okay comic. I'm not, I'm not knocking it and saying it's bad, but it's just, I don't know. I never really read the Dark Horse comics, Star Wars comics, in any case. So it's, and it feels a bit. I remember reading the British reprint weekly comics of the Marvel stories that came out, and I enjoyed them. I don't know. I think it's just another comic that I can't afford to pick up. I would like to, but there's just other comics out there. And we've got, obviously, Star Wars Darth Vader #1, Scotty Young cover. So now all I've got to do, sorry, again, Princess Leia #1, Scotty Young cover, and I've got all three of them. I believe there's another Star Wars comic coming out April. I think it is #1. That's got a Scotty Young cover as well, but I don't think it connects with the Star Wars Darth Vader and Princess Leia one. I don't think it does. Don't quote me on that. It might do. But there you go. There's that. And then, oh, what a surprise! Another Noto cover. Thor #5. Really like that cover. Yeah, liking that cover. Lady Sif game. Who do you remind me of? And finally, for Marvel, we have got a great series. Really enjoying this series. This series is what I think comic books should be. All right, they should be fun. Okay, take all the silliness and childishness of sexism and racism out of it. It's all childish and pathetic arguing, really, as far as I'm concerned. This is fun. This is what comics should be. This is what we should all be striving for, having fun in comic books. And it's The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #2. It's just, it's a silly comic, but it's fun. It really does brighten my day when I have this come through the post, and the next day I take it to work and I'm on tea break or lunch, and I read that, and it just puts a smile on my face because it's a fun comic, and that's what you need. It really is what you need. So yeah, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, totally unbeatable. Right, comments. See what you guys have got to say out there. I don't know what, something weird come up on my side down there. Bit scary. Okay, let's have a look. So scroll back down, right down to the bottom again, just in case. Dark Knight 1980. Hi, how are you doing? Glad you could join us. Say, so jealous you guys are going to Comic-Con and I'm not. Sorry to hear that. I really am sorry to hear that. I think, have you ever been to a comic book convention before? I really do suggest, if you can go to one. I mean, LSCC. I don't know if any other comic book conventions around the UK or wherever you are. I don't know if any other comic book conventions, are about like LSCC, but it is just. Sorry, product placement again. I feel like I was in EastEnders then showing it. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Yes, I don't know if LSCC is like any other comic book convention that surrounds the UK or any other country in the world, but it was just such a great thing to go to and to be part of. And yeah, I think even if you're not a geeky person, even if you're not part of the whole comic book nerdy, geeky, cosplay, sci-fi, fantasy sort of like thing, I think everybody should go to a comic book convention just for the experience. Just once, go to a comic book convention and just see what it's like, because there's just, excuse me, so many people all enjoying the same thing, you know. And whether you dress up as a comic book character, or you're meeting people who have got something to do with the industry, or you're just there to buy comics, or even just there to socialize and say hi to people, it's just great. And it's just a really nice atmosphere there as well. I don't know if anybody else did, but I didn't feel, you know, any animosity to anybody or anything. You know, you had you had people walking around like me with sweaty people like me walking around with their t-shirts on, their rucksack on their back. You had people dressed up as cosplayers, and it wasn't just the professional or the semi-professional cosplayers. You had people walking around, you know, in stuff that you could have thought came straight out of the movie. You had professional cosplayers there, but you also had people walk around in stuff that they looked like they got it from you know, a costume shop, you know, or one of those like toy shops where you like get for Halloween and that. It didn't matter, because they were all, everybody was all there for the same thing, for the love of the same thing. And if you haven't been to a comic book convention, I really strongly suggest you do. Really do. It's such a great atmosphere there, really was. And I hope you get a chance to go to one. Dark Knight 1980. I really do hope you get a chance to go to one. Have a look. It's a pain in the backside that I've got to scroll all the way down and then scroll back up again. Night Dragon 669 or 669, how you want to say it. Hi, how you doing? Hello, how today or night depends on the time zone. Just got here and loving what I'm seeing so far. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. And if you want, go back when this all goes up, and you can see the fun and games I've had at the beginning of it as well. Yeah, thank you for dropping by. And like I said, I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Let's have a look. Ben Borthwick, love the Gwen Stacy Naruto variant. Clever to have gotten two, already a popular cover, need to get it signed too. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to get, like I said, one for Sunday Best, nice condition, you know, and then the other one, floor's deceptively unstable here. The other one, hopefully get Noto signature, and then get slots and interior artist signature on it as well, because that'd be like a nice three person, three signed cover. Yeah, pretty cool. Mr. Grexy 9966. I'll read what I think you meant, because I think there might be a little bit of misspelling there. I used to have a actually I've sworn in any case because I said arsehole. So I used to have a shitload of them Exo Man of War, Harbinger and Mirage. Oh, the Second Life of Dr. Mirage. Yeah. And then you carry on saying, I sold them to a bookstore in town. Oh, dude. I can't part with my comics. For me anyway, it's known as the Great Purge of 94, 95, possibly 96, where I sold a ton of comics to a local comic shop. And it was one of the, all because I didn't have enough space for everything that I had. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. I couldn't sell my comics anymore. I find it hard enough to sell or get rid of my double comics. So yeah. Mr. Gretzky 9966 again says, hopefully by year's end I'll be at 300 issues of Action Comics. Oh, that'd be brilliant. Is that a specific period of Action Comics, like like issue 300 to 600, or is it like the last 300 comics, or what's like whereabouts numerically is that thing, or is it just 300 different comics? So like you've got some from 200, some from 300, some from 400. Put in the comment section down below. I'm interested to find out. Scrolling up, scrolling up. Michael Moore, I hope Convergence is going to be good. I'm picking up everything apart from Variants. Yes, I hope it's going to be absolutely brilliant. I hope it sells really well, Convergence. I really do. And I'm hoping to get every single issue of it as well, because I'm looking forward to seeing all my favourite characters back as they were, and as far as I'm concerned, as they should be. And Michael Moore also says, I don't know why, but I just could not get a connection with Silver Surfer. Had to drop it after 4 issues. Love the cover you have just shown for the last issue with the Galactus and crushing the Silver Surfer like that. Yeah, it's cool, really cool. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I think it's because it does have, and I know Dan Slott is a big Doctor Who fan. If you're following Dan Slott on Twitter, or even on if you're friends with him on Facebook as well, you'll notice he'll mention Doctor Who as many times as he can. You know, I would love to see him, even if it's like for a small story arc, to write a Doctor Who story for, maybe even do a story that goes from the 10th Doctor to the 11th Doctor to the 12th Doctor. Have Dan Slott do either a 3-issue story arc that goes over all 3 series, or maybe a mini sort of like mega story arc that's like you have 2 or 3 issues from the 10th Doctor, 2 or 3 issues from the 11th Doctor, and 2 or 3 issues from the 12th Doctor. It doesn't bother me because I get all of them in any case. But wouldn't that be cool? Dan Slott writing Doctor Who comics and doing a story that involves some way all 3 of the last 3 Doctors. I think that'd be brilliant. If you're watching, Dan, I doubt you are, but or Titan, anybody from Titan Comics and that, if you're watching, yeah, there's an idea for you. You can just put my name, concept thought up by Mark Williams, not the actor or the comedian, but some bloke off of YouTube. I'll be happy with that on the cover of all those comics. That'd be great. Okay. And there's another comment there, but I shall leave that for a bit and get back to the comics. Again, as always, if you want to put a comment in the comment section, oh, hello, you can see me again, hello. If you want to put I get distracted so easily, I really do. If you want to put a comment in the comment section down below, just say hi. If you've just joined me here, hi. Say hi down there. If you want to comment on any of the comics I've shown, if you're watching this recorded and it's just gone up and you're watching this as a recorded thing, put in the comment section down below, say hi, comment on anything you want. Anything you see behind you, just if you're watching a recorded one and you comment, I do try and comment back to you, rather than obviously reading off there, because it's a bit difficult reading off it when it's already been recorded. Should be surprised. Okay, let's have a look. Let's get a good chunk of them. These are going to be the what you call independent comics, and let's go for the first 3 letters of the alphabet. These are all in company alphabetical order, so it's just basically to help me, sort of thing, more than anything else. So, you know, another drink. And we're off. Oh, this is good. I am hoping to meet this guy at LSCC. He's going to get writer's cramp with all the comics I'm going to take with me. I'm not going to be the person who takes the complete set of Preacher, Punisher, Punisher Max, Hitman, Demon, his run on Hellblazer and anything like that. I'm not going to bring a massive suitcase or an articulated lorry and reverse it into the XL Centre so he can sign them all. But I'm gonna take a fair few comics with me anyway for him to sign. This is Garth Ennis War Stories issue 5. Really good series from Avatar. Really enjoying this series. It's really nice because it's an ongoing series, but you have little stories in the ongoing series. So the first 3 stories was one story arc highlighting one part of the First or Second World War. This is halfway through. This is the second part of the next story arc, which is a 3-issue story arc. Issue 7 to 9 will be another story arc. It's a really nice way to do it. And this is how I would imagine the old British war comics that we used to get over here in the late 60s, 70s, and early 80s and early 90s, like Battle, Action, Valiant, Victor, Warlord, all those sort of things. This is how I imagine they would be if they were written today with a much more mature audience in mind. Yeah, great stuff. Really loving War Stories. Really nice. Glad to see it's at Avatar as well, because when DC and DC Vertigo, I don't know, they were still mature. They were still for mature readers, but there was something. This is more edgier. I think Ennis can he can do more at Avatar, so he can make these, I suppose, more realistic in a way, because it wasn't, war isn't nice, it's ugly, and some of the stuff that you see in these comics is ugly and really almost gut-wrenching to a point sometimes. Finally, this is out. This is found a home now at Benitez Productions, which I think is this is now self-published by Benitez. This is issue 4 of Lady Mechanica. There you go. Excellent. This is a steampunk story, and I'll tell you what, steampunk seems to be big in comic books at the moment. Really is going off in comic books, which is great, because I'm sort of interested in steampunk. I think it's quite an interesting genre, where you think of it's like the Victorian times, but with almost modern day technology, but all run by steam, with airships and steam powered boats and sort of steam powered weapons, like laser gun with the steam powered weapon sort of thing. And this is, yeah, I enjoyed the first 4 issues, because it was issue 0 and then 1, 2, and 3. I enjoyed the first 4 issues of this series, and I am glad to see issue 4 finally out. So really good stuff. That really good stuff. Another sort of steampunky sort of style. I can't remember the anime. What's that anime movie? No, I want to say Yoshi's Castle, but I can't remember if that's the animated series, the animated movie, or whether that's that really weird Japanese game show that they showed on British TV a few years ago that was hosted by Craig Charles, actually. We did the voiceover for it anyway. Was it Craig Charles? Yeah. And it was basically Japanese people going crazy and running into things and hurting themselves big time for entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say Yoshi's Castle, but I'm sure it was that stupid game show that had, not the actual anime thing. If anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, it's the one where you had this house with legs, and it's walked around, I think. Or maybe I was on something when I watched it, I don't know. But yeah, this reminds me of that. This is from Boom Studios imprint, Archaea, and it is Feathers issue 2. And again, it's a fun comic. It's not grim and gritty. It's a fun comic. It really is. It really is a nicely written, beautifully written. In fact, nice artwork in there. Great, really nice stuff. Also from Boom, this is what I call my happy. What is it? My happy mistake. My happy mistake. The Woods, issue 10 from Boom Studios. Great series. This, really loving this series. A whole school just disappears from the earth and reappears on this alien planet, and it's the tale of the children and the faculty in the school trying to readjust to this extremely dangerous alien planet. You'd almost think that they'd landed in the Australian outback with the amount of native creatures on in this continent are trying to kill them. You know, yeah, really good series. Really good series. Really liking that series. Dark Horse, going for Dark Horse Comics. We've got issue 12 of Ghost. Really good, really nice series. This is part of the what is it? The Black Book. Is it Black Book? Black Sky project that Captain Midnight and X are all part of as well. I think Brain Boy is part of it as well. That's really good. That one is. Oh, I'm loving this. The mini series of Lady Killers. Yeah, I would say if you like movies like Kill Bill, if you like TV series like Archer, although not so much the humor in this, but like the spy assassin sort of thing, you'll like this. You'll like this. It's Lady Killer #2. Yeah. How do you balance being a housewife and a mother, and also an international assassin, without having the two fall apart? Yeah, great. Really loving that. Enjoyed the first issue. Really enjoyed the second issue. Really nice. This one ties everything up. If you've been reading like I have and really enjoying the four-issue miniseries that Dark Horse produced in the whole Aliens, Prometheus, Predator universe that they've got going on in their comic books, all under the Fire and Stone banner. You had Prometheus, Alien, Predator, Alien versus Predator, all under the Fire and Stone banner. This one wraps up the whole thing nicely. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Really enjoyed the four miniseries that they brought out of this. It says Prometheus Omega. There you go. Looking forward to reading it. That's definitely going on the top of my pile. My to read pile. Richard Corbin, I think, is a fantastic horror artist. He really is. The stuff he's done for Dark Horse with, I better get this right, the Edgar Allan Poe adaptations, comic book adaptations that he's been doing with that. Beautiful artwork in there. Really, it's how I would describe it, is beautifully ugly artwork. That's the only way I can describe it, but it goes so well with the comic, with the stories. This is Richard Corbin's new mini-series from Dark Horse, and it's Rat God #1. #2 of this comes out Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. Looking forward to that. Really enjoying that. Dynamite. Yeah, should we go on to Dynamite now? One of my favourite horror movie genres and franchises. Horror movies is a genre. One of my favourite horror movie franchises is The Evil Dead, and I still can't say his name without thinking about Current Buns. Cullen Bunn, writing The Army of Darkness, issue 3. There you go. Ash in Space. Great stuff. Got to be done. I love Joseph Michael Linsner's artwork. His artwork on Dawn is just great. I would love you know what I want? Do you know what I would like to do? I would never have the money to be able to do it, but I'd love to be able to get him to do a massive like banner poster of nearly or every single female character in comic books. So like Batgirl, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batwoman, blah, 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 Dawn, Vampirella, all that sort of stuff. Because I think his artwork is great. I really do love his artwork. Some people, knock it. I don't care, like it or not. I like it. This is issue 3 of Dawn Vampirella. Really nice artwork. What you see on the cover is near enough what you get in the actual comic as well. So yeah, I love that. Loving his artwork. Now, do you remember? Does anybody else get the steampunk miniseries Legendary from Dynamite? It brought together all the licensed characters that they've got at the moment, like Flash Gordon, Vampirella, Red Sonja, Green Hornet, loads of them, Phantom, the Phantom, the Shadow. Was the Shadow in there as well? I think, yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Well, they've released 3 new miniseries based on the steampunk Legendary universe that they've amalgamated all these characters that they've got licenses for, and I picked up the first 3 issues. I still got to really read them, and that I haven't had a chance to read them all yet. And I've picked up what they called the bombshell covers, which are basically the female characters in the comics. Really well drawn, actually. This is issue 1 of Legendary Green Hornet, number 1. I think these were actually the better covers out of all the variants they had. Legendary Red Sonja, number 1. And we've also got Legendary Vampirella, number 1. There we go. Okay, great stuff. Great stuff. Looking forward to reading it. I really enjoyed the Legendary steampunk adventure miniseries that they did. So looking forward to reading those. Still on Vampirella. I've never really been a big Vampirella fan. I've always liked the painted covers you used to get on the magazines and the comics in the 70s and 80s and early 80s, but I've never really been a big Vampirella fan. But this series by Nancy A. Collins for Dynamite, it's just been brilliant. It really has been a great series. We're on issue 9 now. We've got this one here, which is, I think, is the cover A for issue 9. Great painted cover. That does really remind me of the old covers that you used to get from the Harris comics, the black and white magazine-sized Harris comics you used to get for Vampire. Was it Harris? It was Harris Comics, wasn't it? In the 70s and 80s that owned this originally. And then issue 9 again, we've got the cover B for that, Vampire, which I just loved. It was a really nice cover. Beautiful painted cover there. Great stuff. I could look at covers like that all day. Really could. And I'm going to be sorry to see this series go. I really am. Out of the 4 series that Dynamite produced under their Gold Key imprint, like banner, as we call it, this was my favourite of them all, and it's Solar Man of the Atom. This is issue 9, and this is I think this is the cover B variant cover. So I've really enjoyed this series. Really sorry to see this go. I think they're all closing up on issue 12. Turok, Magnus Robot Fighter, and this one all closing up on issue 12, being cancelled. So yeah, really sorry to see that one go. Really enjoyed that. Right, more comments? Okay. Let's see if we've got any more comments. There's a couple. Let's have a look. I've got to scroll down again. Dark Knight 1980. War Stories has been fantastic. Really looking forward to the end of this story. The tank's going into Syria. That's, yeah, brilliant. I've is that the second volume? Is that the second story arc? Do you know what? I think I'm missing an issue because that doesn't ring any bells. Do you know, I'm gonna have to quickly check on my boxes. Well, not now, but I think I'm missing an issue. You might have hit on something there. I think I'm missing an issue, but yeah, I am looking forward to reading that. I think it might be one of those things where I'll read that issue. Oh yeah, I remember that. I'm sure I've got issue 4. But yeah, War Stories, great series. Really enjoying it. Going up, making sure I'm not missing anybody. They're so gassy. It really is. That one. Mr. Gretzky 9966 says between 410 and 888 of Action Comics I'm working on. That's a good chunk, that is. And you've got the 300 of them as well by the year end. That is really good going. I'm impressed. That's cool. That is really cool. I like that. I hope you get it. I really do. Awesome. Mr. Gretzky 9966 says again, that's like 1972 or 73 to 2009 or 2010. I'm really working on Action Comics. Had to put Amazing Spider-Man on hold for now. 350 issues of that is where that stands. Not much of a fan of Dan Slott. For some reason, didn't like how Amazing Spider-Man book ended. Is that the issue 700 before we went on to Superior Spider-Man? Yeah, not a lot of people did. I don't think you're alone on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind Dan Slott's style of writing. I think it's quite nice. But there's a rumor. He might be leaving the title. Yeah. In one of the previews, they're doing Amazing Spider-Man and they're doing the Point stories. Well, it looks like, I don't know if it was a mistake in printing when it came to printing, but Dan Slott's name's not on the cover. He hasn't been sort of like put on as the main writer on the comic, so you never know. He might be leaving. Just make sure nobody else heard that. So you never know. You might be able to start reading Amazing Spider-Man again if you're not too keen on Slott's style of writing. Let's have a look. Yep. And I think that could be, yep, that's it so far. Just refresh that again. Again, if you want to say anything about what you've seen here, about the comics, just say hi. Right, there is another comment there, but I'll leave that for a bit and get back to the comics. Right. Should we do... Yes, let's do that little lot there, which involves Image Comics. Sorry. So the thing with bagging and boarding comics is you do get air inside the bags when you put the comic in and seal it up. And you get this really sort of like weird, sort of like, almost like a bouncy castle sort of like effect on it, where you'll get two comics. It's not like having two magnets really. You'll get two comics and they just won't go together because the air inside them. So you've got to like squeeze them towards you to get all the air out. That's my excuse anyway for hugging comics. I don't know what yours is. Right, Image Comics. The Autumn Lands, Tooth and Claw, number 4. Really enjoying this series. This I can't even think why I actually picked this up. I think it was because the first issue was like a 40-page comic or 48-page comic for $2.99. I was like, yeah, okay, $2.99, £2.25. I'll give it a go. And I'm really glad I did. Really, really enjoying this. Humanized animals, anthropomorphized. There's a big word to say after two cans of Stella. Anthropomorphized animals. In this, create the the world's greatest warrior, which just happens to be a human. So yeah, really liking that. This is a great series. This has been a fantastic series since the first 5 issues appeared. I still want to see this in a big leather-bound book, like an old, really sort of old style book that you can imagine sitting in a big chair next to a roaring fire with just like a glass of wine or port by the side of you on this little table sort of thing, in a smoking jacket sort of thing, or something like that. Really great series, this. Really, really enjoying it. 5 Ghosts, issue 15. Just brilliant, brilliant. So it intertwines all of the, what you would say, old like novelized characters like Dracula, Merlin, Sherlock Holmes, and such. And you've even got Van Helsing in this one as well. And you've got vampires and zombies in this one. Brilliant, brilliant series. Really is. Finally, the end, the last issue. I have enjoyed this, but I am glad we finally got the last issue, because now it's going to end. Mark Millar and Duncan Fegredo's MPH number 5. This was a big issue. This is a $4.99 comic. So a few more pages of this one to finish this series up. I'm just wondering how long it's going to be before it gets turned into a movie. Because that seems to be what happens with Mark Millar comics now. Mark Millar writes a comic and it gets turned into a movie. I'm not got a problem with that. I'm just stating a fact. Kick-Ass, Kingsman, Secret Service, loads of Mark Millar's stories in comics are being turned into movies. So I'm just wondering when that's going to be the next one. Great series. Really enjoying this series. Now by to number 10. I don't really say anything else apart from the fact this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you liked TV series like Hannibal and Dexter and that, you're going to love reading this. Really is. Even if you like serial killers as well. Awesome stuff. Yes. Grant Morrison just being Grant Morrison. You don't need to have illicit substances in your body to be able to read Grant Morrison comics, because it's like reading acid. It's the only way I can describe Grant Morrison. When he's let go and just left to his own devices, reading a Grant Morrison comic is like reading acid, LSD. It really is. Nameless number 1. Loving it. Really good first issue. I haven't seen any solicitations for issue 2 yet, so I'm hoping issue 2 comes out next month, or this month now actually, because it's 10 to 1 in the morning. I picked this up from Forbidden Planet in their cheapy bit, and I sort of I've been meaning to pick it up, but it's one of those things that I didn't because there was other stuff to pick up. But this is Rumble number 1, and this is the Jetpack Forbidden Planet exclusive cover. I think I picked this one up for like £1.49. I think it was £1.16. So like that. So there you go. Cool. Is there anybody who isn't reading this comic out there? If you're not reading this comic, please put it in the comments. You won't be judged. There's no judgment in here on this channel. Put in the comment section down below if you're not reading this series, because I don't think there's anybody out there who isn't reading the series in one form or another. The 25th issue of Saga. Do I need to say anything else about this? Do I? I don't think I do I? No. There we go. I think this has got to be the first Spawn comic I have bought probably since about issue 10 or 11. Did I pick up issue 200? Can't remember. Anyway, the only reason why I picked it up was because it was a Scott Young cover. Spawn 250. That's a pretty cool Scott Young. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. And this is a great series. Really, really so atmospheric, and you get engrossed in this story. And it's almost like when you're playing like a video game like Resident Evil, or you're watching a really tense horror movie, and you know what's going to happen, but you're on your edge of your seat sort of thing. Scott Snyder's and Jock's Witches #4. Really, really loving this. I just hope it doesn't suffer from. I think I've said this in almost every video I've shown a copy of Witches. I hope it doesn't suffer from Scott Snyder's problem of he seems to not know how to end a story. It happened in The Wake. The Wake was a bit of it was okay for 9 issues, and then issue 10 came along and it was a bit down like that. But I'm really enjoying this so far, and Jock's artwork just goes so well with this. Really, really nice. Another Grant Morrison one, which again proves my point that when Grant Morrison is allowed free reign on his own stuff, it is like every psychotropic substance that you known to man that you can take in a comic book form. This is from Legendary Comics, and this is Annihilator issue 5. So completely out there, but great. It's all about a guy who he's a writer, a screenwriter, and an author. Is it a screenwriter or an author? You just go with the flow with this one. And he's sort of like having this like mental block, but he's also found out that he's got a brain tumor and he hasn't got long to live. And then all of a sudden, his greatest creation turns up at his front door and says, basically, you've got to write me out of this problem that you've written me into. And he's being chased by these like men in black that are from the same universe as the character that this guy supposedly wrote. I'll tell you what, it sort of reminds me of the idea that they had in the Silver Age from DC, where and there's a really famous DC comic that came out in the 60s or 70s, and I can't for the life of me, I can see the guy's face, I can't for the life of me remember his name, and I can't remember what comic it was, but basically it was they said that every story that happened in the DC universe was real, but it was the DC universe was influenced by people in this universe. So the people who were the writers for DC Comics were influencing the people in the DC universe. Exactly, and this is what this is like. It's really great. When this is what I'm saying about Grant Morrison and his Action Comic run, it really did feel like DC was sitting there going, "No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, we're just going to squeeze you a little bit more and squeeze out some of that creativeness that you've got. We're not letting you do that," because when he's on his own, when he's left to his own devices, he does some amazing stuff. And I'm sorry, Mr. Morrison. I hope you don't mind me calling you Grant, but your Action Comic stuff was terrible. It really was. This is Grant Morrison. The Action Comics isn't Grant Morrison. And also for this bit, anyway, finally for this bit from Oni Press, Adam, My Butter One, he picked up the one and only variety pack, I suppose you could call them, from Forbidden Planet, the £2 variety pack where you get 4 comics in a bag for £2. And this was the only comic that I hadn't had. The other 3 was the 3D cover for Sinestro, Future's End #1, Deathlock #1 normal cover, and Archer and Armstrong #25 from Valiant Entertainment. Unfortunately, I had those 3 comics, so I gave him the Sinestro one because he hadn't had it, and I know he likes his sort of like moving pictures and that from the 3D covers previously. And the other 2 are just here. I'll probably I might sell them on. I probably won't because I've got a whole box full of them in my vault of double comics now. But this is Greg Rucka's Stumptown from Oni Press. This is issue 2, and I believe this is the new volume of Stumptown. This is the Case of the King of Clubs. So there you go. There's that one there. I vaguely remember reading some Stumptown comics before, but I don't know if it was part of that volume or not. Should we go to the comments? Okay, give me a chance to. There. That's right. I just read what Michael said. I'll say that in a minute. I'm just going all the way back down to the bottom here. Already said one. Night Dragon 669 or 669. Such a good read, Vampirella. I've got most covers. Do you get all the variant covers as well? That's pretty cool. I get the covers that I like, basically, with the Vampirella ones. There's it's like the cartoony ones, which just seem a little bit peculiar to me. Not bad in a bad way, just a little bit strange, you know, for Vampirella. It's a bit like when they did the Lil Vampirella comics. I like the Lil Hellboy ones that they did for Dark Horse. I came that close to buying the little Mask comics that they did, but I don't know. It's just something about the Vampirella one was a little bit weird for my liking. I don't know why. But yeah, I've really been enjoying that series of Vampirella. It's really been good. I've really enjoyed it, and like I said, I get the covers that I enjoy and I like. So yeah. Night Dragon 66.99. Nope, have wanted to. Okay, I'm confused now. Could you elaborate a bit more on that? Sorry, Night Dragon 669. If you could elaborate a bit more on your nope, have wanted to. It's obviously pertaining to something that I've said previously, but it slipped my mind. So I apologise profusely for that. But if you could, in your next comment, if you could just say what you meant by that. It happens. I'm blaming age. Let's have a look. Getting close to Michael Moore's comment that I sort of like smirked at. Michael Moore, I've been on eBay buying more comics. Grr. LOL. What ones have you got? You have to sort of like, if you bought a shed load of them, you don't have to put every single comic you bought down, but just give us a, I'm interested to see what comics you've actually sort of picked up. Let's have a look. No more comics just yet. Again, if you want to comment on this video, say hi, comment on anything you've seen in this video. Bit more interaction. Right. Okay. Go. Here we go. Right. Let's do Titan Comics. We'll give them their own little space thing, because the next lot's going to be Valiant, and that's going to be the last lot of comics I'm going to show you. Oh, what time did I start? About 10:15. Oh, 3 hours. I apologise for anybody who's watching this. I knew it was going to be. So Anyway, really enjoying these series. Really loving these. Titan Doctor Who comics have been great so far, as far as I'm concerned. We've got, and I've been buying the multi covers for these as well. So, excuse me, we've got the 10th Doctor, issue 7, cover A. Very nice. This one's got Weeping Angels in the World War One trenches. And number 7, photo cover B. Is that photo cover B? Yeah. Cover B is the subscription variant. Really nice, that one. Some stuff. And 11th Doctor, Doctor Who, the 11th Doctor, issue 7. This is cover C, the incentive cover. And I actually picked this up for cover price at Forbidden Planet today, so that's really cool. So, yeah. Nice. And we've got issue 8, cover A. There we go. And then we've got issue 8, subscription cover B. Photo cover again. Cool. And we've got the 12th Doctor, issue 5, cover A. Beautiful artwork there on that. I love this artwork. Alex S. Zhang. I know she's got a DeviantArt page. If you go to DeviantArt, yeah, and you type in Alice X Zhang, ZHANG, yeah. She does all this on computer, but it is amazing. I think there's a few videos of her on YouTube as well, of her actually starting from scratch and drawing one of these covers. And they've just been, they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful covers. Yeah, great stuff. Go and check her out. Really check her work out. Awesome stuff. And this is the Titan Comics 2015 spring preview, which highlights the 9th Doctor, the mini-series that's coming out not next week, the week after. That'd be a nice birthday present for myself. And this is the 9th Doctor, is a 5-issue mini-series celebrating the 10th anniversary of Doctor Who returning to TV. I know that Doctor Who had a big 50th anniversary only, you know, a couple of years ago, but BBC, how about doing even just a little thing as a 10th anniversary celebration? Even just do a couple of documentaries on the return of, you know, Doctor Who in 2005. But yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that miniseries. And from Titan, a non-Doctor Who comic, 13 Coins, number 5, Simon Bisley. Yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying this one. It's really nice. Nice series. Right, should we go back to comments? Okay. No more comments yet. No, I don't want Logitech shut down. It's what I'm using to do the video, you weird computer. Right. I take it I'm still on. Just a few viewers, but you know. Right. Valiant Comics. This is the last lot, okay? So for all you people there have been sat there for the nearly 3 hours that I've been doing this, I applaud you. I stand to it. I salute you. You sterling stuff. Okay, this is the last lot. Not that many. All right. This mini-series, beautiful artwork, great story, really great story. And I think, if it's my way of thinking, this is Valiant Entertainment's way of bringing in a character that's got the power and potential to be like a Solar Man of the Atom sort of style character, without actually having to use Solar Man of the Atom, because obviously he is still owned by Gold Key, and the license for that has been bouncing around comic book companies for the last X amount of years, sort of thing, since Valiant went under in about 99, I think it was. But this is Divinity #1. As far as I can see, this is actually building up to being this character being the new Valiant Entertainment universe version of Solar Man of the Atom, which is fine by me because this is a great series. This is cover A. Okay, and then you've got I think this is cover B that I picked up. That's all right. Really nice cover that. A new series, another new series from Valiant, Imperium #1. Haven't read that one yet, but looking to enjoy that because everything Valiant does is just brilliant. The first issue of this was fantastic. Ivar Time Walker #2. I can't wait to read that. This is going on top of my pile with whatever it was the other one I said was going on top of it. The first issue of this was great. It was like a cross between Doctor Who and James Bond, with a bit of Sherlock Holmes in it as well, and maybe a little bit of History Channel. Yeah, it's great. Really enjoying that. Looking forward to reading that one here. Issue 2 of Quantum and Woody Must Die. Great stuff. Again, fun comic, really fun comic, and you need a bit of humour in the world. You really do. We've got Rye #7. I don't think I need to say anything else about this apart from beautiful artwork, fantastic story. You need to read it. If you don't believe me, ask Michael Moore. You know, he loves this, and I do too. It's a great series for fantastic artwork. And then we've got cover B there as well. There we go, there's that. And you have the final issue of Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody, which brings back the original characters of Quantum and Woody from the past Valiant universe. And I think this is just made just to tie up the loose ends from the last sort of like the original series of Quantum and Woody. Yeah, really good. It would be interesting to see if Valiant would be looking to do more like this. So you'd have sort of like the return of Bloodshot, or the return of Rye, or Ninjak, or the return of Dr. Mirage, you know, the second life of Dr. Mirage. No, even it's like just to like tie up loose ends from stories that may not have had a chance to be tied up. Great series, really great series. This is the Valiant Comics. It was like team book. It's Unity #15. Really good, this series. That's really good. Jeff Lemire doing some fantastic stuff with this. The Valiant issue 3, great series. Really cool series. This is the Valiant. Yeah, can't wait to read that one. You'll be glad to know this is the last comic I've got to show. I'm going to sit down after this. Yes, Exo Man of War #33. There you go. Great series. Really is a great series. I mean, everything Valiant Entertainment does is great. It really is. It might sound like, you know, I'm being paid by them, but honestly, I'm not. I am enjoying every comic that Valiant Entertainment is bringing out. It really is. Exo Man of War, no different. Absolutely no different. Right, shall we see, just in case? Is there any more comments coming up? Oh, yeah, there's a few. Scroll down all the way to the bottom, just in case. Matty Taylor, thanks for wishing me all the best. Right back at you, Mark. Thanks, dude. That's right. And no worries. Yeah, I always do that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Scrolling up here. Just trying to see. YouTube, it would be really handy if you had these in chronological order. Really would. It would make my life a hell of a lot easier anyway. Night Dragon 66.9. Saga book. You asked if anyone was reading it. Thank you. So I told you, it's the age. It does. It's the first thing to go. Well, other than looks and everything else. But yeah. Sorry about that. Yes. Saga book. Yes. Yeah. Are you enjoying it? Well, I take it you're enjoying it because you're reading it. Yeah. Great. Like I said, I don't think there's many people who aren't reading Saga. I really don't, in one form or another, either the single issues or the trade. I really don't. Mr. Gretzky, sorry, Mr. Gretzky 9966. eBay is addicting. I got Untold Story of Spider-Man minus issue from my comic shop eBay page. Yeah, it is. I don't want to think how much money I spent recently on eBay. All in a good cause, because a lot of the comics that I'm getting off eBay at the moment are ones that I'm going to take to LSCC with me to get signed and such. So yeah, that's all in a good cause. My eBay buying at the moment, but yeah, I just don't want to think about how much I've spent on there recently. And here we go. I'm up to the last. Michael Moore. Well, while I've been watching you, I've just bought America's Got Powers 1 to 7 and The Woods 1 to 3. Already read the trade for this, and I'm sick of waiting for volume 2, but I should have no problem picking up the other issues. Nah, it should be fine. In fact, dude, I know I've got a parcel here for you, and I think somewhere I've got some other issues of the Woods doubles that I've got. I'm hoping to see you at LSCC. I think you've got my butter one's Adam's mobile number, so if you like text him or phone him to let him know where you are or anything like that, I will see if I can dig out any of the double issues I've got of the Woods, and I'll bring them along with the parcel that I've been meaning to post for you for the last months. And you can have them, quite frankly, because they're doubles anyway. So I'm sure they're somewhere around there anyway. So yeah, is that all right? Okay, and then you can have them on LSCC. Right, I'll just quickly refresh that again because my computer's shouting at me. Period of 666. Hi everyone. Hi man. Oh, you missed it. I've just shown everything. Do you want me to go through it again? Does everybody mind if I go through it all for Sleepy Reader? I don't mind. Another 3 hours. Do you reckon we can make this go for 6 hours? Dude, sorry. Seriously, I've just finished. I've just shown my last comic. But please feel free, if you're going to watch this video again, it is a long one. Okay, it's a long one. It goes on for about 3 hours. There's a lot of comics here and a lot of chatting. So, but yeah, if you want to comment on anything you see, whilst you're watching this video again, put it in the comment section down below, and I will happily comment back to you or anybody who watches this as it goes up again. Let's have a look. JC Seiji, a new Time Walker book from Valiant. There was one years ago, back in the 1990s. It was a 16-issue run, with only the 0 issue being a bit expensive. Otherwise, most are dollar books. Check those out too, Mark. I will do. Thank you for letting me know that. Time Walker. I'm trying to think if I've got that. I don't think I've got any of those. Was that around about the time when they got taken over by the computer game company that begins with A, and I can't remember what it was called? There was a computer game company, wasn't it? Acclaim. That was it. Thank you. Yes, somebody shouted out Acclaim out there. I heard them. Yeah, that must have been around about the time that Acclaim took over Valiant. I think sounds about right. But I should definitely keep an eye out for them. Thank you very much for letting me know about those, man. That's really cool. Just have a look. So there. I think that is all the comments so far tonight. I shall do one more refresh. Don't think we're going to get any more comments just yet. Oh, 2 more. Sleepy Reader 666. That's okay. I'll watch it back later. Always fun to see even a little bit live. Thank you, man. Like I said, this is a long one. This goes on for over 3 hours. So either watch it in sections or, you know, get yourself comfortable and surrounded by provisions, because you're going to need them. And somebody else has commented. Mr. Gretzky 9966. If Ron Mars is there, get his autograph. He is a really great guy. I shall do. I'm going to try and get as many autographs as I can. Even if it's, I think last year you had the program for the book, and you had places where you could get people to sign. Thinking of actually getting 2 of them, have one blank, because I'm like that, and have one signed by as many people as I can. So yeah, that's not bad. Okay, thanks for that, man. I shall keep an eye out for Ron Mars and see if I can cajole him into giving me a signature. I think that could be all the comments that I've got for now. Yes. Okay. If you're watching this still and you still want to comment, please feel free to do so, and I will comment back to you in the comment section down below as soon as I get a chance to. Probably tomorrow. Well, actually, later on today when I've woken up. Yes, that's it. That's your lot. I've got no more comics to show you. I probably have, but I'm not going to. That leaves me to say thank you for everybody who stuck with the 3 hours that I've been doing this. My feet are killing me. I knew it was going to be a long one, but I really didn't think Howler Mouse is going to hate this. Although it's not 4 hours, so that's not too bad. Yes, if you've watched this, however you want to watch this one, thank you for watching this and sticking with me to the end. It's been great fun. It's always great fun when I do these live videos, because I get to talk to people, even if it's just through the comments section. It always is great fun. If you want to comment on anything you see in this video, comment section down below, even if it's you're watching it when it's already up. Always great. I will do my best to comment back to you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, if this is the first time you have seen one of my videos, you poor people, subscription button just down here, the red one not that red one, because that's what I'm going to press in a minute to stop this video. I think it's around about here. It might be there. You can't miss it. It's red. It's got subscribe on it. Pretty self-explanatory. Yes, comments down below. If you want to thumbs up the video, thumbs up, great. If you want to thumbs down the video for whatever reason, thumbs it down if you want to. But like I always say at the end of these videos, if you do thumbs down the video, say why. Just in the comment section, say why you thumbs it down. I'm not gonna, have a go at you if you're giving me some constructive criticism on the videos at all. It's great. So yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, that just leaves me again to say thank you everybody for watching. Hope to see you soon. Love the comics that you read, and just be nice to each other. It's not that difficult. It really isn't that difficult to be nice to each other. And ta-ta for now.